Hello, y'all. How's it going? It's Friday evening, and that means what it always does around these parts. We're here to play some Mario Maker 2, and talk and shit and hang out while I do so. It'll be chill, it'll be cool. Y'all know the deal. Was that a bot or an inappropriate comment? Oh, it was a bot. Well, it was promotion. I had to, I caught that and I said, oh no you don't. And I went and banned that fella. Thank you for the follow. No thank you to the botting, offer. I'm, good for now, I think. Very good on that front. Thank you, thank you. Today we're going to be doing viewer levels, as we always do on Fridays. That is the Friday night thing, what we do. Hello, Ratchet Toad, Lord Bowser, Excellency, on the YouTube side. It's good to see y'all. Hope to see a bunch more as the night, goes on and I do more cards and time passes. I'm not exactly hoping for the longest stream in the world tonight, but it'll probably be decent length, as they always are. You've been busy moving day? Dang, I'm moving in about a month, so I'll be right there with you in a month's time. I will not be streaming on the day that I move, or the day before, or the day after, I don't think, if you're wondering. Couple of things to start with. First, last viewer level stream, the Pikmin were down. Now they're back up. That's all. That's all. One second, let me grab my mouse and show you the Pikmin. Keep on forgetting to grab my mouse before we start. Gotta do that in the future. Hang on, I'll just go ahead and pop a bunch of Pikmin. There we go. Here we go. Ah, there's what they look. There they are. Good as normal. Good as usual. One more time. There was one whiffed. Oh, it's on cooldown. I wish I could override that cooldown, but there's some 3 my way. Here's another 3. There's no cooldown on 3s, I guess. Maybe in some respect, I don't know. But the Pikmin are good now. You can throw them again. Perfect. That's all I need to say there. Second, started posting YouTube shorts. They have been doing okay. Doing pretty well, I think. It's kind of shocking how fast that goes. You just post them, and within like a couple of minutes, it seems like they have gotten most of the views they'll ever get. Which at first is really like, holy shit. And then you realize like, oh, okay, so they get a bunch of traffic for like 5 minutes, an hour, and then they're done forever. Sort of a flash in the pan situation. Still though, they do good numbers, and they got a good amount of likes. Well, at least some of them did. And shit, man, I'd like to see that continue and maybe even grow, especially because, you know, I like I said last week, I have so many, like thousands of Twitch clips that are already made, and many of them are good enough for a short to be converted into shorts, and yeah, just to go ahead and go do that. All it requires of me is swallowing my pride and also learning a thing or two about how you're supposed to title them on the YouTube side, I guess, and other minutia about that. You're deciding what wall to put your bed against? There's like a standard right answer to that in just about any case, Ratchet Toad. You don't do the one with the window. You put it against like a certain wall. Hello, Snog32. Hello, thank you for the follow. There's a regular old viewer. Not a viewer bot, you know, trying to advertise bots. How you doing? Good to have you. Anyway, YouTube Shorts. I'll talk about them a bit more in detail later. We probably should start the stream and shit now, but So far, so good. I'm gonna stagger them out over the next whatever, and hopefully get to a point where I can have one just go up every day indefinitely. Going with 2 a day right now, though I went with 4 yesterday, which I think was a bad idea. In the same way that's a bad idea when you post like 2 or 3 or 4 Mario Maker levels at the same time. Yeah, they eat each other's traffic. What are you doing? Do one at a time and give them room to breathe. That's what I learned yesterday. Same rule as I learned in Mario Maker like 12 years ago. That's not true. Mario Maker 1 came out, 8 years ago? Jeez, time flies. One more thing before we get into it. Big Banjo-Tooie stream on Sunday. This is one I've been discussing for a bit. Look at these comments. This is a big stream that I have been talking about for a bit. Want to do like a stream, a big stream in this this season. You got something pretty tough and cute today, Excellency? Oh man, look at the title though. Title of the stream says they should be very nice. Well, we'll see what happens. It's okay. It's no big deal. Anyway, here's a promo thing that I made, a promo image I made for that Banjo-Tooie stream. That's happening Sunday starting at noon. Banjo-Tooie is a very long game, but all my files of it have, on my Xbox, have completion times around like 9, 10, 11 hours. So I'm thinking in a 10, 11 hour stream, I'll be able to get through the whole thing and finish it. As you can see, I have put together some sub-goals. Those are active now. One of them will unlock a Nuts and Bolts playthrough. That'll follow the other 2 playthroughs that I have planned, so it won't be for a while, but it will be a complete playthrough of that, which will be fun, I think. If met at 10 subs, I'm putting up to an hour of Cloud Cuckoo Land Canary Mary attempts, which basically just involve me tapping the A button and being very frustrated for the amount of time that race takes. So yeah, I wanted to put that on an incentive. And that's also the reason why I'm not committing to 100% Banjo-Tooie. I'm just committing to beating it. Though I will try to get every other Jiggy before I go to the ending. At the very least, even if we don't hit that goal. And the final goal will be all Beaver Bother DK64 Rando stream, which will basically be DK64 Rando, but every time there's a golden banana, I have to beat a Beaver Bother to get it. And that is an infamously difficult thing to do. So yeah, that'll be at the 20 sub level. And for my YouTube people who don't know what a Twitch sub is worth, each Twitch sub is $5. I will also count any direct donations towards that that sub goal. Oh, also, it's my Twitch affiliate anniversary, which is basically when I started being able to do subs and subscriptions, Twitch subscriptions, again, money, bits, cheering, and also the third thing that you get when you're an affiliate, which is ad revenue of a very small amount. Anyway, it's been 2 years since I got that. It's not a big deal, but Twitch does let you put in the anniversary dates on their end, and I think they like promote it or something, or they put it somewhere on the thing, like, oh yeah, it's an anniversary. Doesn't matter to me, but this just happens to coincide with it, let's say. It just happens to coincide, this stream, with that anniversary. So that'll be Sunday. That'll be fun. Look forward to it. That's all I needed to say. That's all I wanted to say. Let's begin the viewer levels part of the stream. And get Ratchet Toad's level up in the thing. And yes, perfect. Let me explain to you, y'all, how this works, how this operates here, how we do things here on this channel. If you are here when your level comes up, hey, Tai BD, big stream coming up on Sunday, Banjo-Tooie, that's what's up. Also, shorts, YouTube shorts, I got those as well now. They're doing okay, that's what's up. Viewer levels, let's do it. Let me explain how we do things for those who don't know. If you are here when your level comes up, I give it the full time of day, 15 minutes plus 5 last tries, if that's not enough. If you are not here, I still play a level, but I do so in very nearly, but not quite sudden death, wherein I only have 2 tries, refreshing at checkpoints, to beat the level. That's just my compromise between prioritizing the people who are present and playing more levels, which is fun. In this case, Ratchet Toad submitted first, and also, was just saying, is busy trying to decide where a bed goes, so I think they are good for it. I'm gonna put up the timer and let's go. I generally think if if someone is here when I start a spiel, talking about shit, what's going on, or what have you, which I gotta start out with that. That's business of the channel. I feel if someone's there at that time, they're good for it, and we can just relax and carry on. Oh my god, ice and wind? Jesus. I keep fucking dying the same way. I need to time it better. That's what we're learning here. Time it better. Having these icy fucking bricks and the wind going, you found an evil combination here that I don't know I've seen anyone actually put to practice before. God damn, Ratchet Toad. You've done it. Hell of a thing. Okay, we got past this bit. What? What? There we go. You saw that. I couldn't jump. We got this. We're fine. We're fine. We just gotta get this ball, escort it the way to the... Escort it. Ah. Wait. Okay. Wait a minute. Jeez, that's a very close little thing you got there. The timing there is very perilous. We're fine. Mushroom. Perfect. So, yeah, some stuff going on. Big streams coming up. I'll say, for that Banjo-Tooie stream, I was talking about earlier, like I say early, I mean like previous streams, that I was thinking about having it kind of be a focus thing. Focus more on the game, not so much in the way of cards. And I do think that's going to be the thing, but I am going to prepare a number of cards and have them ready to go during the thing. Specifically, I was thinking somewhere around 10, but they'll all be pretty big topics that I can talk about for a bit. Do we need to go around this loop again? No, that can't be it. We gotta go down from here. I feel like most cards tend to be pretty short things, you know, just like a topic that I talk about for a minute or two. A couple minutes, maybe. Most of a level if that level happens to be very, very short. But we'll try to have some... I'm planning on some longer ones for... There we go. Neat, I love all these... Ooh! These little tricks that you got here. Tricks? Setups. Let's call them setups. All these cool setups involving the spike balls and the wind and... are cleverly done. Hang on. And also, it's been very fair with power-ups. I would be very upset right now if I were to die considering it's been so fucking long since the last checkpoint. Ooh. There we go, another thing. All there, right? Maybe the OBS Twitch chat farted out. Sometimes it does that. I would assume that some of y'all will be getting levels in here. Let me see. Probably fine. Not gonna worry about it. Anyway, I've got a bunch of stuff prepared. Also, I'm gonna do that thing I sometimes do during big long streams and do an anime hour in which I try to talk about every anime that I'm watching over the course of just 1 hour. Which, look, I watch a lot of anime, so it's kind of a task. Let's do it. I'm a little worried. Should we jump in here? Beautiful. Okay. Go right through there. This is gonna be another mushroom. Beautiful. Oh, wow, that is a... pretty deadly cannon situation there. Alright. Whoa, shit! Fuck! Was there a checkpoint? Yes, there was. Okay, good. Okay, good. I don't think this is too far back. Perfect. Why don't I do a card? I'll do a card right now. Did you hear how they put Death Stranding on phone? On a phone, yes, one phone. Apparently it's just one phone. The iPhone 15 Max. I didn't hear about this until today, so excuse me for saying. From what I understand, this actually happened like a month ago, but I find that pretty interesting. I heard about that and I went, oh, what the hell. Though I do think, you know, all things considered, the real thing that's interesting about that is just that they're putting it out just on one phone specifically, and I guess none of the rest, no older phone, no smaller phone, can run it properly. Whatever. If I wanted to play Death Stranding, I'd play it on... I don't know what I'd play it on, actually. It was on this generation of consoles, right? Or, geez, has it been long enough that it was last generation? Either way, I'd probably play it on something that wasn't a phone, but honestly, I can see it. I could see something like that working on a phone. Something where you're just, like, trying to walk good, and it's almost like a, geez, what's that game where you quap or whatever? There's some games where you just try to walk, and you deal with physics. And is not kind of like that. Thought I felt my watch vibrate. Is not Death Stranding kind of like that? I don't know, maybe. I just thought that was an interesting thing. I wanted to say so. Also, there's some bummer news. There's some less fun news, so yeah. Wanted to get that one out of the way. Here's more fun news. Did you see Clarin and Loxodont in Rivals 2? Oh hey, here's the end of the level. Fantastic. Thank you, Ratchet Toad.
Oh, yeah.
I am hitting complete. Everyone's gonna say GG's. People say lol. Good man. What the hell? It seemed like everyone's message came in at once there. Oh no, Tybeed was the last one to talk. It's all good, okay. Y'all just were quiet for a bit. Sometimes the OBS Twitch tracker chat thing gets behind, and I worry. But it's fine, you know, you don't have to chat. I'm not demanding that of nobody. Next up is Lord Bowser, who is here. Perfect. I'm going to end that timer. I'll say what I always do. Feel free to resubmit at will. It's all cool. That was a great level, Ratchet Toad. Hell yeah. So, Clarin and Loxodont. Clarin is, of course, if you know Rivals of Aether, it's a game where it's a platform fighter, and it has a bunch of fighters that are related to the elements. Clarin was one of them. She was a fire sword using Marth-type character, and very fun. She is basically the same as ever, except that her grab move, her neutral special, which used to be a grab, now that everyone has a grab, is now instead a big sword attack that she charges up and can be ranged if she charges up the maximum. It almost becomes like a little super move. Seems cool, but I think the more interesting thing is Loxodont, considering that he is brand new. He's a big old elephant man. He is apparently an evil emperor who eventually becomes like a big Cyberman in the future. And in the present, he's just an elephant with an axe who does fire stuff. Apparently his gimmick is that he can stand in fire. He like, with his special moves, he creates patches of fire on the ground that explode after a few seconds. And if you stand in them as they explode, they power you up. They power up your next move. He looks pretty cool. I did see that apparently he was announced, they were both announced at a tournament that happened recently. And as a result, people were able to play as him. And there are some impressions about him. He sounds kind of like a DDD, or like a big heavy character with projectiles. Bunch of moves look familiar, like, you know, if you've seen Smash Brothers, you know, it's like, oh, is that K. Rool's down tilt with the big stomp? Is that, you know, Ganondorf's side B? Is that the Gordo? That does look like the Gordo. It's cool. I think he has Kirby's up B as well. Pretty nice kit. Hello, Pitch Shifter. Let's go. Maybe we'll do that ghost house as well after this. Yeah. I am doing good, Pitch Shifter, indeed. This is somewhat of a spooky level. I guess this is a spooky world. Let's do this. Anyway, Clarin looked good. Looks as good as ever. And I cannot wait to get hands-on with Loxodont. As far as I understand, there's just 2 more characters that are to be announced. And they're both going to be... One's going to be a water character and one's a fire character, both returning. So it can either be Arcane, which is probably going to be Arcane. Though it might be it might be the polar bear, who I love. I love the polar bear in Rivals. Italis, I believe, is his name. Or it could be Hodan. That doesn't sound right, but the what the fuck is he? He's like sort of an ape, sort of like a abominable Yeti ape guy. He's cool. Holdan, I think it is, actually. Thank you for level Ratchet Toad. Everyone submitting levels. I appreciate it. Could be them. Just like for the fire, it could be either Forsburn or Mallow, the one that was DLC, way down the line. I think it'd be more interesting if they put in Mallow or Holdan. Those would be interesting picks for, you know, base cast. A character that was once a fan-created character that was added as DLC. Holdan was once a fan character, and they reworked in Rivals of Aether those characters into full-on release characters. I say fan characters, there's like a whole workshop to Rivals of Aether 1 where people made custom characters, and Holdan was one of them, and now he's official. And he could be in Rivals 2. I'd like to think he'd be in Rivals 2. That said, of course, you know, the obvious thing about Rivals 2 is it will be a live game, it will keep growing, and I'm sure the characters that aren't in there at launch will will be there eventually. I'm surprised to see you use Warp World. You've been having problems updating new levels. Really? I don't use the level code validation. Ratchet Toad, 1, and 2, hello, Whooper K. Warp World is the only thing I could get working on both YouTube and Twitch. So, and even then, I'm using like a third-party bot script to make it happen. So, it's possible on Warp World, but not like out of the box. So, but that's literally the best solution I've found out there. If someone wants to develop a better solution for viewer levels that supports both YouTube and Twitch, I wouldn't mind switching. Honestly. Thank you for the level, Lord Bowser. Next up, let me hit 1 on that. Excellency, I see you saying GG, Excellency. You are perfect. Hey, Ultima Venomous. You're gonna have to do !add and then your code to add your code, fella. That's how it works here. You can look at the pinned message for instructions if you need any further help. Or maybe the people in chat can help you as well. There you go. That's nearly good. I'll say, in the future, it's best if you include the hyphens so that the bot will parse it correctly. But it's fine. It's cool. I'll manage. Right. Next up is... Wait, that's not right. Pitch shifter? No, it's Excellency up next. I must have misclicked. Sorry, I misclicked there. I must have hit the button on my phone while putting it down. Don't worry. Excellency is up next. Warp World is also a little finicky about the next command, it turns out, when you're using viewer levels, when you're having YouTube levels and Twitch levels, it seems. So I manually choose which level comes up next by hitting a button on my phone, because that works a little more reliably. Another issue with the thing. Viewer levels bot? Yeah, I used to use viewer levels bot. It's good, but it doesn't support YouTube, is the thing. Again, has to support YouTube, considering that I stream on YouTube as well. If it doesn't support YouTube, I don't feel like that'd be fair to the YouTube viewers if there were like hoops they had to jump through to submit levels, or if they weren't tracked together as one queue. That would be too much work. Anyway, Rivals 2, I'm really excited about that. I think it's, I think Rivals 2 is probably my most anticipated game that I know about that's been announced now. And maybe that's a wild thing to say, but I really enjoyed Rivals of Aether. I really enjoy Rivals of Aether, present tense. And I'm sure, you know, with the 10 characters that they have at launch, it'll be pretty cool. You know, it'll all be 3D for the first time in the series. You know, the first one is a 2D Smash-like, and now it's going to be a 3D with grabs and ledges and all the other stuff that they didn't put in. Shields. And, that all sounds fantastic. I love shields. I love grabs. You know what? The things that they left out to make it, like, a little more streamlined? Yeah, I want them back, actually. Smash Brothers had it right. And, hell, they even added additional stuff. New stuff that Smash Brothers don't have. Like ledge specials. Get up specials. And there's also a pummel special. It's a whole thing. It's a cool thing, Rivals 2. I can't wait to play it. Let's play this by Excellency. Set the timer and let's go. Oh. Jeez, part of me was expecting to be buffeted by the wind for some reason. That wind level was 2 levels ago, so I really shouldn't have had that impulse, but I guess seeing the new... I guess I did hear a wind effect. There is wind from the tornadoes. Maybe that tripped me up. Maybe that's why I had that fucking gut reaction there. This level seems difficult. Let's do it, though.
Oh, no!
I'll say, by the way, I have given thoughts. I feel like I have been giving thought to this for a bit. We've had consistently long queues and long, what the fuck? Oh, I think I unspin jump by hitting the wall there and going into a wall slide. That is an interaction.
No.
Excellency says it is a hard level. Yes, yes. Anyway, we have been having some long queues recently, and I have given thought to the potential of changing up how we do things a little bit. Make it so that, say, we get too many levels in queue, we can, you know, increase the pace of them somewhat. I am giving that consideration.
Oh no.
And I think if we were to do it, it would work something like this. If we get up to 10 levels in the queue, maybe sometime soon.
Oh no.
Oh my god! The twister messes with the spin jump. Oh, fuck! It wasn't the wall at all, it was the fucking twister. Damn, that's messed up.
Oh no.
Hey, how's the stream? Stream's going good. Or Oscarnator. There we go. Stream's going good. Some very nice levels so far. Very nice, kind levels that are reasonable and doable. Nah, this one's fine. It's cool. We just have to fucking.
No.
We just have to not get fucked up by the tornadoes, by the twisters. They unspin us.
Oh no.
Thank you for the level, Oscarnator. Hell yeah. Here's how it would work. Here's how it would work if we were to do any sort of change to the rules, how we do things. It'd be something like if we got up to 10 levels in the queue, it would switch over to 10-minute timer rather than 15, and I think that's as far as we could go. You know, you can make an argument for like, well, is there some point where it should be 5 minutes? And I feel like if it's 5 minutes, if ever it's 5 minutes would be justified, we should just go right to the lightning round. That should the situation for that should just be instant lightning round.
Oh no.
We've never had that problem though, where I guess the thing would be enough levels where it'd be hard to do in a script. Jesus Christ, these fucking piranha plants, they keep twisters. I wonder if there's a better way to time this. Here's a card. How about a card? Did you see Universal Japan DK area? It's got a map now. Yeah, I saw this online. There's a map of the DK area with the DK coaster and such. And that basically is going to be what it looks like at Universal Orlando Epic Universe when that happens, I'm pretty sure. I'm not actually sure like what if it's going to be the exact same layout between Japan and Orlando, but I am interested to see that and to remember like, oh shit, that's a Minecart Carnage ride, Minecart whatever they call it. That's gonna be up in Japan this year. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I'm gonna go to Japan this year. I want to go to Japan. Nothing is set in stone yet, I want to say. To be clear, I haven't bought shit. I haven't ordered anything, arranged anything. I don't even know what days I'd be going or for how long. But I definitely want to take like 2 or 3 weeks if possible and go to Japan this September. And I am now thinking like, oh shit, I'm gonna go on that goddamn coaster. I've said before, I'm gonna go to Universal. I'm gonna go to Fuji Q Highlands. I'm gonna go to Disney. What's it called? It's Disney Sea. Disney Sea. I'm gonna go there. Those are the 3 theme parks I'm gonna go to on my trip, and I'm pretty excited about that. Fuck. You'd love to go to Japan. You're saving for it for next year. Yeah, that's great. I've been there once before. I went like 5 years ago, roughly. You know when Smash Brothers came out? Yeah, Disney Sea and Chiba. Yes, that's right. Pitch shifter. I guess that's where it is. I can find my way there. Don't you worry. The transit system in Japan is top best in the world, you know. What the hell? Fuck!
No.
The fuck was that? It gets easier after the ballroom. Yeah, right! Does it now? Yeah, totally. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong. You've played Persona, so you feel like you'll be an expert? Oh, hell yeah, I love Persona 2. There's a card for Persona 3 later. I'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped. That'll be cool. That'll be great to go there. And I will 100% ride that goddamn Donkey Kong ride. They also have a flying dinosaur, like, in, you know, what's it called when you're, like, facing forward? A lay-down coaster? They have that flying dinosaur ride I'm kind of interested in. And a couple other things that I'm sure will be fun. I don't know what else Universal Japan has on offer, but I'm sure it'll be a fun day. Or part of one. I'll probably get the express pass for each of these parks because I really don't think I could spare more than one day per theme park on a trip, even one that is long. I gotta see a variety of things, you know? That's how you do a international trip. At least how I do it. Just seeing so much stuff. Traveling. I'm gonna do some hot springs. I'm gonna look at the city. Anyway, all I wanted to say is that minecart ride, apparently very close to being real. DKC, one of my favorite franchises ever. I've mentioned before, DKC was like my first game. DKC 2 is like my favorite game. One of. Hello, Gorilla Toast. How you doing? DKC 2 is like my favorite game of all time, tied with Odyssey. So, yeah, it's gonna be fucking cool to go see the thing. Are you a fan of M&Ms? I'm kind of indifferent to them. I think they're all right. I prefer Skittles. I haven't had either in years because I don't know, candy as an adult. It's I feel like whenever you have it, it's gonna make your teeth hurt. You've only played the newer DK games? Well, Tropical Freeze is great too. And I'll say, hey, you know, if you got DK, if you have you have Nintendo Online, you can always play DKC 1, 2, and 3. They're on SNES Online. There's no reason not to, unless you're like me and you just prefer playing the newer stuff, honestly. Mostly I prefer playing the newer stuff. I could play more older stuff. It's just that I don't. Not that often. It's hard to find time to play extra games. I say extra games.
Oh no!
You tried the first one but struggled? I can understand, yeah. People say it's really hard. You know, I grew up in it, so I cannot for the life of me say that it's hard. I know how to play that like the back of my... What the fuck? I know that game like the back of my hand. So, I can't really speak to its difficulty, but I believe people when they say they struggle with it.
Oh no!
There's even a checkpoint if you can find it. Ooh. Well, ain't that something? Here's another card. Did you hear about Nintendo's Yuzu lawsuit? Yeah, Nintendo going out of their way to be dicks about Yuzu, which is a Nintendo Switch emulator that exists and lets people play homebrew Nintendo Switch games on their PC or whatever they please. And Nintendo's being litigious about it, saying that it allows people to do piracy, and especially in these days where games have been leaking before they came out. What the hell? You understand what I'm going through here. In this day where people are leaking games early all the time, here's how you do this.
Oh no!
Zelda leaking was wild, yeah. Where games like Zelda and Mario are leaking ahead of time, Apparently, Nintendo's approach, rather than locking down that shit, is to instead go complain at Yuzu, which I don't see working out for them. It's worth noting that there is precedent. There's a lot of precedents in this case. Basically, Sony went to the courts with these exact same arguments relatively recently, I heard people saying, and lost. And so, the courts, history is not on their side, Nintendo. It'll probably be thrown out, they'll probably lose, but it's gonna be expensive for Yuzu to do, and that is frustrating as an element of our legal system. Also, it's worth noting, I was seeing people say, like, one of the cornerstones of Nintendo's case is, like, Zelda leaked early. That's our biggest fucking game. And, I was seeing people say, like, hang on, you could not play Zelda on Yuzu when it was out early. It didn't work. There were bugs. You had to go find a different emulator, one that Nintendo is pointedly not suing. So this is all kinds of fucked up, and their case literally does not hold water. Which, I don't know if that's gonna be a factor. Like, that's true. It sounds like that is true, but it kind of reminds me, I've been watching The Wire. It reminds me of the scene in The Wire where fucking, what the fuck, where Stringer is in court, and they got Omar up on the court, testifying that he saw some guy do a crime, and, Stringer, he turns to what's his face? McNulty, and says, like, word on the street is that Omar was nowhere near that crime as it happened. And, McNulty looks at him and he says, well, here's the thing. We're in a court of law. We're not on the street. Good fucking luck getting the court to hear you out on this. And, yeah, I think that if Yuzu says, like, hang on, it didn't work when it was out early. How do you know that? How can you prove that? Well, I guess you could literally bring out the version of the software that existed and the version the day zero leak of that game. Still seems like it's a tenuous, like, thing to bring out as evidence. I don't know if that's gonna fly. There's a world where they win as well. It's possible. It's possible. That's why they keep trying, right? Anyway, I'll say for my part, I have a Switch. Also, it's worth noting there are totally ways that you can put games that are like, you know, you can break a Switch and then load whatever you want onto it, first off. For my part, I would never need such a thing unless I've never made use of, What? Oh my god, that was a two-step troll right there. First, you see a boo, and you say, well, I can dodge a boo. Then you realize it's not a boo, it's a boo wheel. A lot more dangerous than a boo. Anyway, for my part, I've never used Yuzu, and probably won't have any cause to, unless I specifically want to do like a randomizer. And of course, a randomizer or some other mod you can't do on regular hardware. And I would probably only do that for games I own, like fucking Dread. I own Dread. There's a Dread randomizer. I'd like to check it out. There is the timer. We got 5 tries left. End timer. We got 5. What the fuck? What is this? Okay. Not gonna worry about that. We got 5 tries left. Let's go. Boo earns? Yes, from The Simpsons. They're saying Boo earns.
Oh no!
3 tries. Anyway, I will also say I think that's it for the news that I have on cards. There have been a lot of layoffs, but also that are worth talking about, and my heart goes out to those affected. I was thinking
No.
I would make a card for that for the Tuesday, or for the Sunday Banjo Tooie stream. And as I sit here today, I realized, like, oh, that was silly. I could have had one today, and for Sunday as well. That'd be fine. Oh well. What's the worst game I ever played? I'm gonna say Paper Mario Sticker Star. I think that one's the one I hate the most. Is it the worst though? That's debatable. There's way worse games. Usually I don't play them though. Did I ever download Superman 64? I say, no, I didn't do that. Why would I download a game? But also, I don't think I've ever played Superman 64, so yeah, I don't think I played that. Maybe like some N64 game I rented and forgot about and really just thought, oh, I don't like this at all. But, as for hate, Sticker Star, ooh. It's far from the worst game you've ever played. Man, I guess maybe that's a lot of spite talking. It's just tedious and boring. Yeah, man, that's what worst is to me. I guess a game that is shitty and bad and shit. A Shadow the Hedgehog? I put Shadow the Hedgehog above Sticker Star, so no, not that. Donkey Konga? Really thought Donkey Konga was dumb as hell. I just, yeah, it's a, you do pop, 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 pop. What the fuck? Never played Sonic 06, but that'd be a good one if I played it. Thank you for the level excellency. I'm going to dismiss. I never played Sonic 06 for some reason, but if I had, there you go. You can resubmit excellency now. You're good to go. If I had played Sonic 06, I reckon that might be right. Snog is up. Snog, please confirm. Snog on the Twitch side, I believe. I'm gonna hit this button that makes the name of the person come up. Snog, if that's you, if you are Snog, speak up and I'll play the level. Oh, and we'll do the lightning round at, let's say 7:40? Let's say 7:40 tonight. Here's another card. Oh, there is one more piece of news that I have on these cards. The Apple car was canceled. That was a thing that people heard about. People hate the Adventures game? Man, I don't even remember anyone talking about the Avengers game, much less hating it. Maybe it was bad, I don't know, but forgettably so, probably. Not as bad as that King Kong game from last year, probably, right? Right? Yeah, go get your kid, excellency. Yeah, you do what you gotta do. You have a good one. Apple car got canceled. Hate it. I don't mind No Man's Sky. Apple car got canceled. Interesting thing. Yeah, apparently they've been working on this for a while, and they just said, fuck it, we can't do it. I don't know. I guess that makes sense. Cars are big and expensive, and the last company to get in on it, I think everyone's realized, you know, Tesla, in the last 20 years that, like, oh, actually, Tesla is only able to do the things that it does because it cuts corners and is overhyped by the people what get them. They have a habit of, you know, not being that well made, actually. And yeah, Cyberpunk, no, that's not bad. These games are not as bad as Sticker Star. I think Sticker Star is a loathsome game. Snog, please speak up. Why don't I pull up? I got like a bunch of I got like many years of game reviews up on backlog.com. And I still haven't finished that. It's been a while since I worked on it actively, honestly. Let me see now. I sort by users rating. Yes. Okay, let me go see what the 1-star games are that I have. Okay, I have quite a lot of them here listed out. Donkey Kong, I don't like. I don't really like the. Okay, Donkey Kong, the arcade series one. I think that was the NES version that is doesn't have the level, the one of the levels in it. I don't see that version. I don't like that arcade Donkey Kong that much to begin with. And also that one doesn't have, that one's not the worst game ever. 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue. That one's probably really bad, yeah. Crash, Crash, and Spyro the Dragon, Purple. That was like a crossover bullshit game for the GBA. Donkey Konga, yeah. Yoshi Touch and Go, Resident Evil Deadly Silence. I really didn't like Call of Duty 2, that's here. Star Fox Command? Wow, that seems harsh, but okay. Yeah, Star Fox Command. Proppes, how you doing? I like traditional levels, but I'll take anything you got. You played that Crash and Spyro game all the time when you were a kid? Dang, rip. Let's see, Yaris. Mario Brothers The Lost Levels. There's a lot of games here that I have under 1 star, actually. Ooh, I'm gonna say, here's a good one. Metroid Other M. I really didn't like that one. Another bad one that's like a good 0-star contender is Cloudberry Kingdom. Just imagine the worst levels of Mario Maker you've ever seen that are just like random blocks scattered everywhere. Yeah, every level of Cloudberry Kingdom, which is like procedurally generated, is like that. Oh, Snog, there you are. Perfect. That's you. You came just in time. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm gonna say, Tom and Jerry SNES is also a good 1-star thing, but I'm gonna say Cloudberry Kingdom or Metroid, or if you want the one I hate the most, it's gotta be thing. Yeah, Z-Link, and it's not even, it's just like random blocks. It's just like random blocks, and like, you know that meme level that you see where it's like 1-1, but there's fire bars everywhere? Every level that is generated by that damn thing is like that. Just a fucking diarrhea mess. What about Federation Force? Never played that one. For some reason. Do you take troll levels? Oh, I'll take whatever level you have. I'll take whatever level you have. Oh, hey, we're rats just trying to make our way in the world. We killed the rat! Our rat died. Oh, this is a romance! Their love can never be! Oh no! This is like a Romeo and Juliet situation. Oh, rats. Radio. Come and get some. Oh no! Oh no, the coins! This is a silly level. No, this is very serious. This is a very serious level. Oh, look at that. They're fine now. Stop jumping, you guys. Okay, good. They got to survive. Look at that. This is a very serious level. Love conquers all. Come on, jump. Jump, yeah. Well, how about that? Now that level had a happy ending. Good stuff. Snog. That's a very fitting name for the level that you gave us. Actually. Skip Squeak's love story. Damn, dude. Good work. I thought that was, one of the better, story-based levels I've seen, I think. That's up there. I can see why you're 8 for 8 there. Likes to plays. Hell yeah. Oh, bah. I'm gonna hit complete. I'm gonna get out the next level, which I get back to that fucking tab. 1. Pitch shifter. Pitch shifter is up. Pitch shifter is right there. Tears are running down pitch shifter's cheeks. Good. Yes, that is the intended effect. Meanwhile, while I'm entering in this code, I'm gonna do a card, as I do. I've been playing Balatro. Balatro is a poker deck building roguelike, and it is extremely good, y'all. It is. Oh, I bought it like right after last Friday's stream, and I've been hooked ever since. You know, last week I was talking about how I was playing Pennies Big Breakout. Yeah, I played like barely any pennies since I got Balatro, and that sort of took over my game to be playing while watching a TV show or a stream or something. Balatro is fantastic. Basically, you are dealt like 9 cards, and you have to build poker hands out of the cards that you are dealt, and you get scored based on the hand that you put in, the cards that are in it, and there's like multipliers that apply on that based on the quality of the hand and what the quality of the cards going into the hand are. Also, there's all sorts of upgrades and bullshit that you get that you can create some real fucked up synergy. Let me show you a good example of that. Excuse me while I sidetrack a bit before we get into this level. Here's a good example. No, that's a map. Here's a good example. Here's the first victory I ever had. So what these are jokers. Each of these jokers has like a bizarre effect, a bizarre ability that you can mix and match and rearrange in fun ways. You can have up to 5 of them. Typically, there's ways to get more. That's not important right now. Let me explain the combo that I had here. So that one on the left, that first one, that makes every card count as a face card. The next one after that, the gold motherfucker, that turns every face card, when played, into a golden card. Golden cards give you extra money when they're in your hand, when at the end of at the end of a game. And that means that you can get a lot of money. But fuck that shit, because what I have 2 over from that is the vampire motherfucking. What that guy does is every time you play your cards, it checks if you have any enhanced cards, like gold cards, for instance, and it takes the gold away and turns it into multiplier. And basically, for every full hand that I get, that I did with this deck, I got like a whole extra times 1 multiplier on my multiplier. So it was like times 2, multiplier times 2, multiplier times 3, just increasing by 1 every fucking hand. And also, the one between those two, that's the Smudge Joker. And what Smudge Joker does is it makes it so that hearts and diamonds count as the same face. And so do clubs and spades. And that makes flushes really, really, really damn easy. And I forget what the last one did, but it was some powerful multiplier thing as well. And basically, this just spirals out of control. And what you have to do to win a game is put together some busted combo that scales your points up exponentially to keep up with the rising points total that you have to reach with each game, which goes up exponentially, kinda, round by round. I have a few other examples here that maybe I shouldn't have done, but here was the 3rd win that I ever did, which was based on... What the fuck was it based on? Well, for this one, the thing was I had the campfire, and what the campfire does is it gives you a big multiplier based on how many cards you sold that round. So right before the last final boss, which is so wild, the last final boss requires so much fucking score that it's really fucking hard to get through. Right before the final boss, I just bought and sold a bunch of shit so that I could get that multiplier all up, spent all my money that I had been saving up that whole game. And once I had that, I was able to just win that final thing so easily. And then, yeah. And also I have one more here. For this one has a thing that makes it so that flushes can be flushes and straights can be 4 cards. And also just a bunch of fucking multipliers. Like, I think 3 of these cards, 3 of these jokers. This is a deck that starts with more than 5 jokers, by the way, that lets you have more than 5 jokers. I think 3 or 4 of these guys multiplied the multiplier, so, you know, together, they all just went out of fucking control. So fucking good. It has my highest recommendation. It's probably the best game of the year so far. It is addicting. It is, you unlock all sorts of cool things by doing cool shit. You know, like, say you finish a game without playing a flush. It'll give you a new joker, access to a new joker that, does some fucked up thing. It'll be something like, oh, if you have a hand with a flush, get a ×3 multiplier. Multiply your multiplier by ×3. There's 2 types of multiplier increases. Some just add to your multiplier, some multiply your multiplier. And you can probably figure out that the ones that multiply your multiplier, that's some fucked up shit. You can get out of fucking control with cards like that. Hello, Kingdom's Alarm. Kingdom's Alarm, is that right? How are you doing? Oh, snaps, looks like you're needed elsewhere. No problem, Zilink Zelario. Zilink Lario, sorry. You do what you need to do. Oh, this is one of those randomized stages where it's random which way you go, one left or right. So we get a different level each time. Neat. Very neat. We saw one of these last week, didn't we, Pitch Shifter? Was that yours last week? Same sort of conceit where, well, actually, no, this is an auto-scroller, so you have to go through the same way, but based on which way the on-off is, the items would be different, because they block stuff up. Hey, Blockhead Games, you just woke up from a nap? You have good timing. Naps are good, and I need to be careful. And not die here. I mean, I don't need to not die. I would just like to not die very much. I also need to set a timer. I would highly recommend Balatro, y'all. It's fucking good. You know, right now I'm kind of full up, I guess, as far as I'm doing the big Banjo-Tooie stream on over the weekend. And I'm thinking taking next week nice and slow, relaxing for a bit. You know, not worrying so much about the stream until next Friday. And maybe also catching up on clips. Now that I have, like, a way for a thing for clips to go towards, I'm doing YouTube Shorts, and those will be converted from clips. It's more than ever worthwhile to get those clips up to present, but man, I just have not been in the mood to make a clip this week. I'm more behind than ever. Maybe over the weekend, or like on Saturday, I'll crank out like a bunch of clips. Hell yeah. Nice star. Oh, you can't kill those guys with a star. Okay. Didn't know that. Anyway. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes! Fuck! This one is easier, though? Gotcha. Oh, also, hey, we have another chance to get the different version of the level now. That's nice. That's clever. Nice side effect of how you do this. Shut. Back. Grab this and go. And we got a fire flower. And we're going the other way this time. Cool. I think this is going to be another cursed key. It's cool the way that you set that up so that it just gives you the cursed key by, the icicle doing it. That's very slick. If it were me, I would just put a fucking wall of the things in the path. That's generally how I've done these guys before. But, this is a very clean way to do it. Very clean way, I think. Quick card. I've also been playing Persona 3 Reload. Got through 3rd Tartarus mid-June. Yeah, so I've been playing that. I pushed through the boss fight I was talking about on, geez, I think that was last Friday that I was stuck at the boss fight. Got past that, and then the big action thing after that, and then the dungeon right after that as well. So I'm all ready to go for the next month. You're back already? That was fast. I don't think I even said you were back. You were away, pitch shifter. Anyway, that game's going well. I do think it is. I do think a lot when I'm playing it, like, oh well, this was a very early Persona game. It has a lot. It does things in ways that we wouldn't do it now. You know, that they wouldn't do it now if they did this again. Like, say, making the nighttime not have any that much in the way of social links to it. Instead, nighttime is just basically for doing your stats and stuff. Which, as I understand it, I think the idea was, well, they probably thought people would be going to the dungeon like every night, but the way people end up playing those games is they go to the dungeon once per cycle, once when required, and they try like hell to never have to go a second time. So, you know, sort of a disconnect between what they expected people to do versus what they actually do. But I'll say, I think this port is really great, and there are a lot of smart things it is adding. You know, obviously, I mentioned it does the shift thing that Persona 5 does, that you can shift when you do like an all-out. When you take advantage of an enemy's like a weakness, you can give your turn to another party member, which helps to efficiently down everyone, which is really nice. A really nice thing in Persona 5. I wish they also put the party switch thing in there. That would have been really nice as well. But it's not, can't have everything, I suppose. I will say, though, I have gotten to a couple new systems that are actually turning out to be pretty damn neat. In particular, aha, that's how that works. Nice little boss fights. In particular, that's a tutorial for the boss fight, okay. In particular, I just got 2 things. I just got the super moves, which are basically big, powerful moves that are gonna help a lot with boss fights going forward. You know, which is nice. That's gonna help a lot. That's having a big super move that I can pull out and fuck up. The other thing that's interesting about them is that they all charge. All your party members charge their super moves in different ways. Like, what? What? Huh? Oh, now we have to catch a moving one. Wow, okay. That's fucked up. Wow. And there's like a spring fucking it up. Wow. This is a cool boss fight. Like a good example of the supers is that you have Yukari, right? She's like the main, like your lady friend, the first lady that joins the party, who is like your you know, same grade level and all as the main character. Her super charges every time she heals someone, and it's just a big fuck off attack. There's other characters who have you know, like the main character, every time he switches personas, he charges his ultimate. Another example would be Junpei charges when he does a crit. It's a neat way to do a bunch of super moves, and it certainly is making the combat easier. The third chunk of that Tartarus was a lot easier than the second one, which I really enjoyed. Nice GG, I like the look of that. The boss had Shoei Otani on the right. Didn't notice, don't know what you mean. Pitch shifter. Very nice. Let's go. End timer. Complete. The other thing that Persona 5 or Persona 3 Reload is doing, Ratchet Toad, you're up. Ratchet Toad, go ahead and confirm. Ratchet Toad. Ratchet Toad still around? Ratchet Toad had to go or something? Yeah, I saw that was there. The trampoline. We just missed it. Hey, Ratchet Toad. The other thing that it's doing, Persona 3 Reload, is that, at least at the point I just unlocked a whole bunch of like, party, hangout sesh things that all happen at nighttime, it seems, which is a pretty good way to flesh out the night, and also gives you more stuff to do with your party, which was a big issue with the first original game, is that they didn't have social links for like half the party, because they didn't, I don't think, knew quite what people would want from social links at that point, since they were just putting them together for the first time. How was the video? What video? Not clear what you mean there, but they're talking to each other, so that's fine. I don't need to understand every message that passes through my chat. Icebreaker's Delight. Let's do it. And that's helping to flesh out the night, giving more things to do at night, and I think they're nice scenes of like, oh, hang out, do some cooking with Akihiko. That's cool. And that has about as much substance as a normal like social link would have. And if they have like interesting unlocks behind this system that they put in, I bet that kind of makes up for the lack of social links and the lack of not doing the thing that, say, Persona 5 does, where every time you rank up a confidant, you get a confidant, you can get some badass, cool ability that helps you a lot. There were some really good goddamn abilities that you unlocked in Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royale, like, goddamn. Just, look, a lot of the reason why they're so cool is that that series in general has always been pretty restrictive. So, having it so that the game then suddenly says, like, hey, look, you can change your party members now in battle. It's like, yo, really? Previously, we had to exit the fucking dungeon to change party members. Now we can do it in battle? Yeah. And you know what? What? Now that you got this up to max rank, Joker can do it. Joker can do it? Joker can do it. Spoilers for the unlocks in Persona 5, but that's just so cool that they made such a minor thing. In many games, that would be such a, oh, well, we have that from the start and it's normal. But in Persona 5, it's like, no, I earned this. I can switch members now. That gives me so many fucking options. It's amazing. All because I hung out with the chess champion social link person. You binge a few more of his videos for ideas of what to make. I feel so behind on Mario Maker. Whose videos? My videos? Someone else's videos? Wouldn't mind hearing. Of course, there are a lot of videos on the YouTube. Ah, someone else, okay. I don't have any tutorial type stuff, no. I do have plenty of viewer levels, though. Steve Gaming. Not familiar, but I bet they're very big, huh? I don't know. Look, I'm sure it's the way with everyone, but there's a lot of people I don't know online. Even in the space that I operate in. Maybe I should educate myself on other Mario Maker streamers, but I don't know where you would even go for that sort of thing. Just watch some stuff, I guess. It doesn't matter, it's all cool. I'm getting deja vu. Why am I getting powerful deja vu here? I gotta make sure that this doesn't despawn. You weren't familiar with him, but he's massive on YouTube? A lot of people are, yeah. That's cool. I don't watch that. I guess I don't watch that much Mario Maker content myself. I live it every week, is the thing. Used to be I would go in and submit my levels and use that as a, you know, as a way to get the levels out there. But now it's like, nah, I got a commitment once a week to do that. I'm good. I'm fixed good on that. That's more than enough Mario Maker for me, and he no longer makes Mario Maker 2 levels recently. Gotcha. There's other reasons. I probably wouldn't have heard of him even if he was. What Mario Maker people have I heard of? Would be a good question for people to ask. Y'all can ask that if you want. I know people that I'm friendly with online that I've done, that I've seen. I also know like some speedrunners, you know, like a bunch of speedrunners, I guess I know. Stuff like Carl Sagan. He's like the I would say Carl Sagan's like one of the bigger Mario Maker people. You know, I guess being on the, you know, he's big in the speedrun scene, the Mario speedrun scene, and is often like emceeing that GDQ Mario Maker event that they do. I know a couple other ones who have participated in that that Mario Maker race thing. I think that's a cool thing to do, and you know, I watch that whenever. Of course, I watch the Mario Maker speedrun race when they do that at GDQ. I watch GDQ. It'd be silly for me not to watch that in particular. That's like my jam. And of course, I do a dono as well during that. Gotta do a dono. Carl's reaction to this fun. Disappointed when he used a dev door to make a troll level. That is disappointing, yeah. You just gotta get, you know... I guess I would say that, it's such a thing. I typically don't make levels that I cannot clear in one go, so I guess I can't speak to that. You know, even if I did put, like, a secret that made the level easier, I could still not use it and get every coin and still clear it with a relatively fast time, because I make pretty reasonable levels. That was a fun level. Good shit. Ratchet Toad. Nice shit. Now that was a nice level. Just like I said in the description of the stream up top. Nice level. And in the title on YouTube and Twitch right now. Though it might have a different title later. Because, you know, VODs tend to have different titles. Very good. Hit complete. 7:40 is when the lightning round will start, by the way. So, about 20 minutes from now. Roundabout. I see Lord... Did Lord Bowser just... Yeah, Lord Bowser just did, like, a position, right? Yeah, Lord Bowser just did a position. Lord Bowser is up. Is good. Fantastic. Let me hit end timer and do another card. Let's talk more about shorts and stuff, and how they're different from Twitch clips in Reach. I'll say, personally speaking, I kind of think my favorite place to see, and I kind of think Twitch clips are my favorite place to see a clip from a stream, because they're nice, they're the full like aspect ratio of the thing, and also they're, you know, very easy to make and don't require any editing at all, pretty much. Just you know, drag a thing, put a name on it, and you're good. That said, you know, having just started putting up some shorts, it is surprising to me, like, I guess surprising is the wrong word. It is stark, the difference in reach that a YouTube short has versus a Twitch clip. Here's what happens when you make a Twitch clip, at least when I make a Twitch clip. And I post it on the Discord, so, you know, people can go look at the Discord and find Twitch clips that have really good names on them. It was a cool experience, yeah. You're next, Ultimate Venomous, so get ready. You're after this one, Venomous. Ghost House, that's right. With a Twitch clip, you post it, and it tends to get, at least for me, 3 views. Tends to get 3 views, and that happens invariably. There's not a Twitch clip that I have that does not get 3 views. I don't understand where those views come from, or why they always stop at 3. Is there some algorithm that figures out that, like, oh, I don't need to show this to people anymore? How does that work? I don't understand, but that's the reach at which a Twitch clip will usually have. Sometimes a Twitch clip will do really good and get up to 10 views. And you'll see that and I'll go, oh, wow, that got more views than just 3. Look at that. 10, 5, yeah, that's a bit. There's some that even have like 50. Here's how the YouTube Shorts have worked. At least the 6 that I've put together so far. They get like 100 views instantly. They get like somewhere between 1 and 5 likes or 6 likes or so. By the way, you feel free to go find them, and you know I would appreciate if y'all left likes on them. I want them. It does my self-esteem good to see those get likes. And it's just so fast, like Jesus Christ, within like 10 fucking minutes. I think it's not about just preference, it's more just people don't browse for clips. That's 100% true, Oscar Nader. That's 100% true, that's solely part of the problem. There is not a discovery engine that Twitch has that can put clips in front of people. Meanwhile, YouTube is putting that shit in front of people, and it's wild. That said, I will say, like, it seems like, so far, with the first 6 anyway, sort of, they get a lot of traffic right fast, and then they sort of die down pretty quick. So, sort of like a flash in the pan situation. When it first started, I was kind of like, thrown off by it. I put 4 up at once, and I was like, God damn, these are... I, like, had put these up like 5 minutes ago, and they already have, like, multiple likes. And then, oh crap, some dislikes as well. Oh, what the hell? They're getting shown to enough people that people are thinking like, I dislike this, ugh. And then like an hour later, something like 20% of the likes disappeared, as did all the dislikes, so I don't know. Were bots disliking me? I guess bots were disliking me. Go fucking figure. I don't know how that works. I honestly don't know what basis YouTube uses when it looks at a view and says, no, that's not a view, that's not a real one. Back to 0. That's not a real view. Get out of here. That's not a real like. Apparently there's such a thing as not a real dislike and not a real like. That's news to me. That they can just disappear like that. I guess. Okay. Whatever. That all is weird, but suffice it to say, it seems pretty straightforward to just put those up there and for people to see them, and hopefully they lead to people subscribing to the YouTube channel or the Twitch channel, or, you know, following the Twitch channel, whatever. I do think I did it wrong the first time. I put up 4 at once, like I said earlier. Very easy mistake to make, thinking like, okay, well, I want to have a good variety of clips. Good variety of clips. Put them on TikTok as well. I'll get to that. I'll get to that. I wanted to have a good variety of clips, but then I realized the thing that's obvious. When you put up all those clips all at once, they compete with each other. So only one gets really big, and the rest just get kind of middlingly big. Or maybe the one that was a Mario Maker one was just more popular because I'm a Mario Maker streamer. But all the things came in within like a 1 hour span, so I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily think it was y'all, and you know, who have a taste for Mario Maker, watching those necessarily. I don't know. The algorithm can be weird. I got other streams as well, and I want to have a good variety of clips from all my crap that are, you know, made into shorts. And I do think they're funny. Check them out. Go look. Go leave likes. Make me feel good. The only thing that's really chuffing me, you know, people say chuffing. I think it's like a British thing. It doesn't matter. The only thing that's really like getting me is in some cases it can be hard to figure out what to do about where to frame the clip, right? Let's say Mario is off to the left. Let's say he's off to the right. You know, in a short, he's off screen. Like, if he's over here or over there. He has to be in the middle to be visible, and that's a little bit disconcerting. Chuffed means happy? Shit! I thought it was like, maybe not chuffed. Not chuffed. I guess it's something you're not chuffed is maybe the usage there. How I'm supposed to use it. Whatever. I was using it all wrong as well, I guess. Anyway, that Mario Maker clip, which, by the way, again, is like the most popular of them, got like the most likes and views as so far. That one ended up with Mario going off to the left and right repeatedly and going off screen as a result. And that's just how I had to do it. Just had to live it with it like that. And I guess people are just used to it. I'll tell you what I would like, though. Twitch's clip editor, I'd love it if you could do, like, pan and scan. You know what I mean? Like, you probably don't know what I mean. No one knows what pan and scan is. Okay. Pan and scan. I watched a H-Bomber Guy video like a week or two ago. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point, honestly. And it was about VHS. It was about VHS and basically saying like, oh, in the old days of VHS, not chuffed is how I had to use it, yeah. In the old days of VHS. They had widescreen videos, and they had to crop them down to 4:3. And what they would do is they would narrow it down, right, to 4:3. But then they would do things like, okay, if Mario moves over here, the action's on the left, moves the camera, moves the crop, the frame, over to the left. Mario's on the right, moves the thing over to the right. And sort of moves with Mario dynamically. I say Mario. The actor. The action. And, while that obviously is inferior to widescreen, proper widescreen, or maybe even black bars, which, hell, can you imagine black bars on a YouTube short? People would shit. Big giant black bars? No way. It seems like a thing that I could use. If there's like a free, easy, cheap, quick editor that does that and supports that, maybe I'd be interested in looking at it now again. Then again, I probably can just crank them off from the Twitch side using the Twitch editor and just stew about it for a bit and just go like, well, it'd be better if they supported this feature that they're never going to. Ugh. Alright, let's do this. That is all. By the way, I reckon that, I hope that conversation was like a minute long, and that it can be a very topical, a very meta, short one day down the line. That's why there's Family Guys and South Park clips above and below. Yeah. Oh, I guess I have seen shorts where sometimes they zoom in, but sometimes they don't. You know, they do a lot of editing. Of a case where they have, like, a video that they want to edit down into a short. Like, say, a Norm Macdonald clip. For sake of example. I wish I could pan and scan. This is the long and short of that. I yearn for pan and scan. YouTube Shorts does. That might be the title of the stream.
Oh no!
That's as you know. So I've said before. Sometimes I think of something that I could say that's you know, I could bring up and then could easily be a stream title. That could be one of them. And it's topical since I say topical. It's relevant since, you know, that's one of the things that's new for this channel right now. The shorts situation. I like the noises that Lemmy makes. Very vocal hurdle.
Oh
This is a cool boss, yeah. It's basic brain rot. Yeah. I wish there was, like, a widescreen, shorts equivalent that got just as much emphasis, because, I don't know, I personally, when I watch phone...
Oh no!
I forgot to become big. When I watch clips on my phone, I tend to just flip the phone. You know, if I'm watching a video in bed, I'm absolutely watching it on its side. That's how I like to do it. I have a little phone holder that I have next to the bed. I put it in that, and I put it at just the right angle, and I lay down on the pillow. And it's nice and chill. But hey, for those who do like clips or shorts, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you will consider hitting the subscribe button on YouTube. That makes it so what you can see... Actually, I don't know what it does. It puts me on your subscriptions page, and also does a thing algorithm-wise. We're close to 100, I think, as far as YouTube subscribers go, so that's cool. This boss round 2. Is it? I'm not... I think we're one more hit here. I'm gonna hide in the corner here. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm with you, but most people have their phone upright and never go horizontal. Yeah. Even then, I'd rather just it be letterboxed, or just have the YouTube Chrome, like, comments and stuff below the video. That's how I like it. But, you know, far be it for me to embrace the times. Ultimate Venomous, you're up. Thank you, Lord Bowser. Very good. Ultimate Venomous. Like I said, your code got lost because because you didn't have the dashes. Right now. Let me just scroll up and grab that from when you entered it. Perfect. I'll also do another card. So, speaking of something the chat brought up, should I post the clips to TikTok as well? I was sort of working on the process for this, you know, sort of editing them ahead of time on the YouTube, and then getting them all titled and metadated right. And then I was looking at the Twitch side, the TikTok side. I basically, on the Twitch side, I sent them to TikTok Draft, and was then looking after, like, how do you do the metadata? How do you do this? How do I even find them? And it's just like, ugh. This seems like a whole thing. It seems like it's very inconvenient to do on the PC as well, which would be my preference for, you know, doing any sort of logistical work. And that all is a bit of a roadblock for me personally. That said, I was wondering, like, what people thought about that, if they thought it was worth it, if they... I don't really know, like, as far as... I'll say personally, I don't really see this as a factor of, like, oh, I want to get TikTok famous, right? No, I do want the main thing to be the stream. Well, of course it would be, right? It's not like I'm the only one who posts Twitch clips to these services, right? But the main thing is the stream. And one of the emphases will be to shuttle people, if possible, to the channel. What the fuck? TikTok is the way most concerned short form talk is. Don't see any arm. Yeah, I just need to do the work. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow and get the stuff that's up there now. It's just extra steps is all. Is there a way? Here's a question. Okay, here's a question. Oh, you know what? The spring also. If I could bring the spring forward, I could, No, I can't. I can't bring the spring forward. Here's a question. Is there a way to edit a TikTok and have it, like, in a private, ready-to-post mode until you're ready to go? Oh, maybe we need to, like, stagger these a bit. Yeah, that'll be it. We need to stagger these a bit. If there's a way to just get those all prepared, same as on the YouTube side, and get them just right up to the point of posting so that when it's time to go live, which I'm planning on rolling out these clips like a day, you know, one a day is the long-term plan. Maybe 2 a day for now, but pretty soon here, just 1 per day, and specifically sometime in the middle of the day, which is when I'm at work, so they gotta be ready to just hit publish on, you know, as I'm rolling out to go to lunch, let's say. Rolling out to go to lunch, just hit a button, publish, you know, work, and then look at the end of the day and see, like, how'd they do? And then feel, like, good and stuff, if they did well. I hope y'all check out those shorts, and I hope y'all leave likes on them where appropriate, if you like them, you know? What type of content do you normally get on TikTok? Here's the thing, though, Oscar Nader. I've never done TikTok. I made a TikTok account specifically 2 weeks ago to start just to make sure that I had the name, which I probably should have done years ago, especially considering I became a streamer years ago. But fortunately, apparently, there's no other than Master DS's, who are trying to get that name. So, ooh, could have been bad if well, it could have been annoying if someone had scooped that up for reasons unknown. I'm not that big and all. I'm a small streamer. Oh, that's another question I wanted to ask. I saw some other streamers that had, oh, I see what you mean by spin jump. I'm going the wrong way. I figured it up. Yeah, we need to wait on the left there. Okay. I saw some YouTube shorts that had, like, hashtags in the name. Like, hashtag small streamer or hashtag the game that we're playing. I went and did that, put hashtag small streamer and on everything, as well as hashtag like SMM2 or Metroid Prime 2 or whatever the fuck. And I was wondering, what do people think of that? Is that the way to go? Is that unnecessary? Is that gauche? Is it classier if I don't have that? Is it worse for discovery if I don't? What do y'all think? Should I do? I'm open to either way, and you know, after I posted them, I edited them in. But if y'all tell me like, no, just do it your way, do whatever you want. Oh, it's good. Then maybe I'll do the opposite and take them away. Wow, this is some messed up stuff. If you put big streamer, would they show your top content instead of the people up top? I mean, that's a good question. I feel like I only put small streamer just because I don't want anyone to go like, what the fuck is this? Dumb little joke? You put a dumb little joke in a short rather than like a complete thought? And it's like, yeah, well, I'm a streamer. And not just that, I'm a small streamer. One that y'all might think about supporting in some way, shape, or form. And know that it would be appreciated. That's true, by the way. Any support whatsoever appreciated. That is a good question, whether like anyone puts big streamer on their shit. That would be vain. That's the other thing maybe about putting small streamer on a thing, right? Like, oh well, you're marketing as small streamer. What about if you become big? Do you go back and you take off small streamer off all those clips? I'll say, you know, I've been posting YouTube VODs and videos for a while, VODs and streams and such. Never thought to put small streamer as a tag. Maybe I should. I don't have that as a tag on the normal ass videos, so maybe it is weird to put that on the shorts but not the videos. Sometimes I see it a thing to do and I think, oh, that's just a good idea. Would be a power move. Yeah. It would be. Anyway, I'll think about it. Tomorrow I don't have any plans. Usually I go and hang out with my folks on Saturdays, but today my ma's out of town, so I'm just going to get ready for the stream on Sunday and relax and maybe do some clipping, which will help to get a good runway of clips that can become shorts in the future. And also, I'll say it's pretty straightforward to make a clip, it turns out, or to make a short. All I need to do is take the content where it is and just figure out how to crop it properly and put on a title, and there you go. And do some description. I'm also making sure that every clip has attached. Yeah, we gotta jump real fast here. Every clip will have attached the what the hell? Please be solid ground. What? Did y'all see a way forward? I didn't see a way forward, did y'all? I think we went the wrong way. Hey, some random teen. How's it going? Anyway, expect lots of shorts in the future. Honestly, I might increase the rates at which they're put up because I do make a lot of clips for stream. I would say on average, I can find like maybe, if I go through a stream, and I do go through each stream and clip out everything that I can clip, I can maybe get 20, 30 clips out of a single stream. Probably like a good 5 to 10 of them are probably clip-worthy, or probably short-worthy. I mean, the only question is like, okay, how many cases do you need context that can't be on screen in a you know, vertical format, right? Like, a lot of stuff involving sudden death and the lightning round, lives. You can't have that on screen. That's gonna be off screen, so anything that requires that context is gonna be lost on a short. But other than that, it's like open season. This level's hard, don't you know? Thought I said nice levels tonight. Don't worry about it. I'll say again, if I say something like that, I'm kidding around. You don't have to worry. Hello, Antho. Fucking do this. Once you finish the last one, the big fog. I need to not disboard this guy. What am I doing? Once you finish the last one, the world will be made. Oh, so this is part of a super world, huh? Neat. I hope this isn't some big trick like we have to get above that first room, the blocks in the first room somehow, rather than going all the way up, going all the way around. That would be devious. Devious is a word I don't use enough. Devious, that's a good word. That's a real good word. Anyway, I'll do some clip stuff and some short stuff and probably try to put that stuff on TikTok tomorrow. Let me just commit to that real fast. I'll stagger them out. So on the TikTok side where I don't put up more than one an hour. But I will put up all the ones that I have on YouTube by the end of the day, let's say. Okay, so what are we doing here? Down the pipe, down the pipe. It was down the part. How am I last? You submitted like a while ago? Jeez, yeah. We had a full queue. Some random teen. We have a bunch of people in queue. Actually, not that many compared to previous weeks. And some hard levels. You understand how it is. That's just the nature of time. Some random team. Sorry to say. Sorry to say. That's enough of the TikTok talk. The TikTok talk? The TikTok talk. That's enough of the TikTok talk. the shorts talk, all that business. Folks, it is time now for the thing what we do every stream at a randomly decided time, sometime in the middle of it. It is time for the lightning round. During the lightning round, we start in 5 tries left. We will have 5 tries to beat each level that comes our way. 7 for Twitch subs. Again, those are the Twitch subs is like the premium Twitch thing. $5 a month, you know, that's the Twitch sub thing. You get 2 bonus heads for that, or for being the first person up in a night. Bonus heads come in a variety of forms. Many of them Mario, some of them not. Like, here's some lovely Yoshis, there's Luigi. The ones that aren't Mario are a lot more rare, so there's like 1 copy of those for every 5 copies of the Mario heads. So, we'll see what comes up. Let me hit complete on that last level. Did I hit complete twice? Well, I didn't pull up the next level, so it's fine. Oscarnator is up, just said GG, perfect. You're gonna get these heads. Let me stop the roulette and pull down the things. You got those daisy heads. The daisy heads are the most recent addition to the head selection, to the bonus head selection, and I think they came out okay. It turns out that Lady Hair is hard to get a detached head of, because, you know, you want the hair, right? But turns out hair goes behind the neck typically, and I don't want necks. I don't want necks in these heads. I just need the hair. So I either need hair that doesn't go behind the neck, or hair that a head that does not include a neck. And the one on the right, fortunately, did not. I think that's from Mario Kart DS, I think. And the one on the left is from Game Boy Advance Mario Land. So that didn't have they had a neck. She had a neck in Mario Land, but it was very easy to take off using the power of editing. That's a simple one for me. It's actually not hard to edit a Game Boy sprite, it turns out. You can make them whatever you feel like. Hope you like my level? I hope I do too. Oh, this looks very reasonable. The clear rate is 14%. This looks like a very nice level, and I'll say, by the way, in the lightning round throughout, feel free to keep submitting levels. The queue is open until such time as it's not. If you're wondering, like, when exactly the queue tends to close, I'll say, usually I close it when I run out of cards. Usually that's when I start to move to wrap up and finish, which means that the streams generally last as long as I prepare them to. That's kind of a weird way to phrase it, but you understand, right? Lasts as long as I have prepped up to, which is fun. I have been thinking, wanting to do slightly shorter streams, but, you know, so long as I have something I want to talk about, I will absolutely, you know, have a card for it. Yes, I gotta save, that's right. This is a fun level. Oh, it doesn't mean anything if you jump. Fuck! Oh, did I mention that checkpoints refresh all our lives? They do. But, you know, only when we pass them, specifically, the first time. Not in this case. Sometimes I remember after I die that I hit a checkpoint and I didn't do a refresh, and then I remember and I do it. But that's rare. Doesn't always happen. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, that's smart. The way that the fireballs release you to go further. This is a very well-made level. I think you should be proud of yourself, Oscarnator. We have to, like, manage that cow. Woo! Okay. Need to jump, then big jump. Perfect! That was not so perfect. Not perfect at all. Man, so many of these things that happen right now. Every stream has clippable moments. Every stream has moments that can be shorts. I guess now I'm picturing, like, in terms of short, right? Like, yeah, I can absolutely make that a short. That can absolutely be a short right there. And I'm probably not going to include this meta part because it won't play quite as well down the line. But it might fit. I don't know, I'll think about it. Don't worry, I don't mind a death or two. And even if we were to die, it's, you know, we have the lightning round. We have a limit. So we can only get so frustrated with this level. I mean, in general, I can only get so frustrated in a level, considering that I do have a bunch of fancy rules that limit how long I can spend on any given one. And that keeps me from being too stressed out about it. I'll tell you what happened there. No, I didn't notice the vine. Too used to background vines, you know, decorative vines. I see a regular-ass vine, I don't think, I need to climb on that in a level like this. I just think, that's a nice looking vine. You put a nice looking vine there. Hell yeah. Just one more. Oh, Jesus. Okay. No! Close. Close. So close. That's right. I wonder if this part of the level is just this room. Kinda doubt that, but we'll see what happens. Hey, Lord Bowser, thank you for the level. I want to thank everyone. I always want to thank everyone for the level. And I will when it comes up as well. I am sure. I tend to do such things. I'm gonna take a different path than I did last time. There we go. Perfect. This looks like it is wrapping up. Here, I know what we need to do. Fuck. But it's fine. Fuck, Jesus. 4 more tries. This room is hard, but I mean, I do really like the idea of it. And I like it's well executed as well. I do think things like this, a fun little coin hunt, is always a fun thing that you can mix into a level. And I do think personally even I could stand to do it more. Red coin hunts. I especially like this one because it's all visible on screen. So you can figure out what you have to do very intuitively. And at no point do you wonder, like, do I need these red coins? I guess I do have one red coin hunt that I did in my super world that was all the coins were on basically one screen, except it could scroll up and down as well. Good shit. GG. We did it. Fantastic. Go ahead and hit complete. Get the next level up. It is by Gorilla Toast. Gorilla Toast. Was Gorilla Toast on the YouTube side or the Twitch side? Either way, Gorilla Toast, do speak up. I'll say again how this works. We haven't had any need for sudden death yet tonight, which is a very nice thing to be able to say. Not that sudden death is bad, it's just, you know, it means that someone wasn't here when their level came up. If you're not here, Gorilla Toast, we will still play the level, but we'll do so in very nearly, but not quite sudden death, which just means a lot fewer tries than the normal lightning round. 2 rather than 5. So it'll be a lot harder for us to do. Gorilla Toast, please speak up. Here's another card. Been rewatching Breaking Bad. Just rewatched Better Call Saul and 4 Days Out. Since, like I said, I've been rewatching Breaking Bad with my folks, you know, going over there for dinner occasionally, and watching a few episodes of Breaking Bad as I do when we do, which is great. We all love Breaking Bad. And my ma's going on a trip, like I said, sort of a class reunion thing. I think it's like 30, 40 years since she was in that class. I don't know what specific anniversary it is, but it's at least 35. No, probably like 40. Yeah, probably like 40. Jeez. It's probably the 40th anniversary for her graduating class or some such. And, you know, she's out of town then, right now. So I went over on Wednesday and had dinner. Nice little dinner. And watched those 2 episodes of Breaking Bad, which, goddamn, I think those 2 episodes might be 2 of the best episodes of the show. 2 of the best episodes of the show. And certainly, up to that point, the 2 best episodes that there had ever been. First off, introducing Saul. Saul Goodman very quickly became like the 3rd most important character on that damn show. And for so much goddamn good reason. He's so funny. He had so much levity. You know, we were all laughing as he said shit like, you know, as Walt came in with a hat and sunglasses on, he says, "Oh, should I look at you? Should I call the FBI and tell them I found DB Cooper?" And Walter just does not react. He's just like, well, okay. It's such a goddamn good episode with the whole, like, just going from set piece to set piece. You know, the whole bust at the start. You get the, you know, meeting Saul. His commercial, first off, is very funny. Saul at the courthouse. Jesse and Walt at Saul's. The whole kidnapping shit. And then you get the big switcheroo, Jimmy Falls goes to jail for you thing at the end. And that's not even the end, though. There's also the point where Saul comes in and gives his pitch for like, hey, it shouldn't be so hard for me to find you. I am the 3rd most important character on the show now. How do you like that? I'm gonna be here forever. Look at me. I'm a main character now. I found out who you are. It's so fucking good. And then 4 Days Out, the whole battery shit. That's just one of the first ever Walter White science solutions to an episode's problem, which is just very fun of a thing that happens more and more as the show goes on. And it sets off a very good problem for them going forward, which is having way too much meth. From here on out, they just have way too much meth, and that ends up bringing them into the orbit of some other characters who become extremely important for seasons 3 and 4, and work to make 3 and 4 2 of the best seasons, the 2 best seasons of the show. Full stop. I do not see Gorilla Toast, so let's go ahead and do sudden death. Gorilla Toast, all you need to do is say anything, and I will convert you over to the regular lightning round. You just say the word, and it'll be done. I say the word, any word, doesn't matter. All words are valid. All words will get it done. Hear me? You understand? Good. I want that. I want that. Give it to me. I want that mushroom. That mushroom is too high up. Okay, so there's water below us. We can't see it, but there's water below us. We gotta take a jump. Okay. Wrong jump. Oh, hang on. No, hang on, it's nice, it's nice. Okay, this is a nice level. This isn't like, oh, you fall into the thing, you can't do a thing. No, it's cool, it's cool. I probably don't need that shell, do I? We can't get this mushroom, can we? And that red coin is also somewhat out of reach. And also I died, so it's all a moot point anyway. Because this is sudden death and all. Thank you for the level, Gorilla Toast. If you say something in the next, 10 seconds, I'll give you a couple more tries. Can I spend the last life of my level as you watching the clear vid? I'll say that's a little bit too much work. I'll tell you what, Random Teen, you know, you come in the Discord, you can post that there, and I'll have a look at it. I will definitely look at it, but, man, I really don't feel like fucking around with OBS sources tonight, and getting that all captured, getting that all on screen. I've done it before, but I don't have that set up at present, where I can just do a thing. I really should, but I don't. Basically, Mario is assigned one task. What was the task? Kill AH. Who is AH? I guess we'll never know. Hello, Double 420. What? You've been banned from Let me check that. I don't know. When the fuck? That's not right. Unban. How the hell did you get banned? I must have misclicked something. Don't worry, you're good. I must have fat-fingered you. There you go. There you go. I don't think I have ever intentionally banned someone from the thing. Just on the phone here, there's like 4 buttons. There's the won and lost button. Those are the buttons I need to press. And there's also the ban button right below lost. So, go figure. It'd be fun if I could... Well, I'm using my phone, so it's not like you can make like a custom plugin for your phone. Double, please go ahead. You're cool, you're cool. If someone could tell... Okay, good, you understand. Okay, good, I'd be very sorry if you didn't realize. Let's dismiss that one. I very rarely have banned people. Didn't even ban that fucking bot at the start of the stream. I just temp banned and was whatever. You know what? If you want to come back and watch the stream and don't offer me bots, I'm fine with that. You know, that's all good. You keep on offering though, for sure, for sure. Double can't be next. That can't be right. What the fuck? Now I'm confused. Double, you just submitted. How the fuck did that happen? I gotta put you at the bottom because this is all screwed up. Yeah, let me do that manually. Maybe there is something going on with the order of the queue tonight. Super Mario Maker 2 creator? I also unbanned... I apparently also banned Super Mario Maker 2 creator at some point. I unbanned them and now they're in there, so maybe that's what happened to them and their level was then re-added. Oh well. Sorry about that. If ever it says you're banned, that's a mistake. Unless you literally are banned from the channel. In which case, you'd have to do something really fucked up to do that, you know? You'd have to be being a nuisance and doing the thing. Cool, I'll look at that. You could post that in the workshop as well, some random teen. Or in any of the Mario Maker channels. I wouldn't necessarily consider that to be self-promotion, necessarily, so much as level stuff, you know, Mario Maker sharing. There's spaces for that as well, in their Discord. Hello, Sawsome Dude. Sawsome Dude. Awesome Dude. Sawsome Dude, I guess. Okay. That's how you say it. On account of weird bullshit, I'm gonna do, for creator, I'm gonna do regular lightning round, but sorry about that, creator. Probably should have played this level on a previous stream, but it got kind of lost due to some bullshit, I guess. Let's go. Yo, you have this level? Cool. I hope that's a good thing. We just have to jump and okay, jump and fly, jump and fly. Okay. Jump and fly, jump and fly, jump and fly. Really enjoying rewatching Breaking Bad. It's one of the best shows ever. You know, it's probably like the 3rd or 4th time I've gone through all of it before. I'm looking forward to getting to season 3 and 4. The best seasons. That'll be very fun. Oh, I see how this works. Yeah. Do some bullshit. 2 tries, let's go. Let's do it. Fuck! One try, last try, let's do it. I mean, this doesn't seem impossible. But it has a 0% clear rating, so what does that tell you? I reckon it's possible, it's just that, not within 5 tries. Not within 5 tries. And nor 1,000 tries, apparently, looking at that clear rate. Nearly 2,000. Damn. Okay, let's dismiss that. I'm gonna put Lost. Next up is Ryan Cameron. Believe on the YouTube side, Ryan Cameron, do speak up. Don't recall seeing when Ryan Cameron put the level in. Sorry, chat must have been hopping or something. Didn't notice. Ryan Cameron, if this is you, if you are him, go ahead and say a thing. And then you'll be full-on lightning round. Let's do another card. Also been rewatching The Wire. I'm in the middle of season 3. There's Hamsterdam going on, and a whole bunch of politics. I'll say I think season 3 is perhaps not as much of a left turn as season 2 is. The ports are so much of a diversion, so much of a different thing from the typical drug war stuff that show typically focuses in on every season but season 2. Season 3 and 4 and 5 even take things so much back to the streets and the inner city and that whole scene. And it's good, though. And I do think, more than ever in Season 3, you really get the impression of, like, how broken, how truly broken the whole institution is. The whole police force, everything. You know, in the first season, you get that impression, but the whole first season is very much the triumph of this task force triumphing over the whole institution to bring, you know, these 2 kingpins to justice, or at least one of them, for a bit. But in season 3, it's like, no, Barksdale's back on the streets. They're squabbling amongst themselves, trying to figure out what the fuck they can do with the wiretaps that they've got. They're trying to figure out, like, what the fuck? Well, if they're not dropping bodies anymore, do we give a fuck anymore? And it's just like, yo, they're drug dealers, man. What the fuck do you mean we don't give a fuck anymore? If they're not dropping bodies, we don't give a fuck. Oh my god. It's just also some real fucking dumb-ass bullshit. Like, in Season 2, spoilers. I'll do the thing. I haven't done this in forever. Spoilers for The Wire. In Season 2, D'Angelo gets got. D'Angelo gets fucking got in prison, and no one finds out about it until Season fucking 3, like 10 episodes later. And when they find out, do they give a shit? Barely. Instead, basically it's just McNulty running around trying to prove, like, okay, he definitely didn't kill himself, right? Yeah, he definitely did not. Okay, let me go talk to the chief of police. And the chief of police says, Come on, we don't want more murders in this state. We're trying to bring the stats down, not make them worse. Fuck off with this shit. And you also get the part where they spend like 5 episodes looking for some fucking gun. A police officer gets shot and he loses his service weapon, and so then they spend like 10 episodes in one guy's time for episodes on end looking for a fucking gun rather than looking for murderers. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me with this bullshit? You care that much about a fucking sidearm? No one cares. Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with this fucking department? And the hamster stamp stuff is also really neat and leads to some fucked up shit with Herc and Carver. I think his name is Carver. I'm forgetting names. I watch too much stuff. I can't remember everyone's name all the time, sadly. You guess there's some real good fucked up stuff with that, and goddamn. Sudden death time, y'all. Fuck you. It's sudden death. We only have 2 tries. Perfect time to hit a invisible block. We hit 2 invisible blocks. That's both our lives. Moving on. Next up is Properly ZZ. Go ahead and confirm Properly ZZ. Let me hit next so you know. I'm leaving a like. Don't worry about it. I always think that's good manners. It's a troll level. It's supposed to kill you. To be fair. To be fair. Alright, Properly. I don't see Properly, but I'll do another card, and while I'm entering this code, Properly, do speak up, or else it'll be sudden death, as I have explained. Shout out to Mike Minotti, a Blight Club. Just beat MK Mythologies. We were talking earlier about content people. Mike Minotti is a big YouTuber guy. He works at, I don't know where he works at actually, but he guests on contents for Giant Bomb. He is on content for GiantBomb.com, including most specifically Blight Club, which is a very fun series that they do, Giant Bomb, where they play bad video games, and they play the entirety of bad video games, and they're fucked up and hard, and weird and bad, and it's fun to watch them struggle. And also, as of like the last, for the most part in the series, the person playing the game has cosplayed as a character from the game. So during this whole playthrough, Mike Minotti, big large guy, was dressed as Mike McQuanchi, as Quan Chi from Mortal Kombat. That game seems really bad, by the way. Mortal Kombat Mythologies. It's like a platformer where you have like fighting game controls. So you have to hit up to jump, and also it's full of bullshit like death pits and a limited number of lives and dumb bullshit that doesn't explain itself very good. It's fucked up. And Minotti, Mike, sometimes called Mitch as a joke. That joke's kind of old now, though. I don't think we're doing that anymore. I don't think that's a thing no more. His name is Mike. Look, that's just his name. Let's find a good one here. He spent like 3 or 4 streams, like an hour or 2 long each, stuck on the 2nd level. Just no progress whatsoever for like 3 streams. And they do this, by the way, once a week, every Wednesday. I try to watch it. I try to watch it every week. It's good stuff. And, well, after he finally finished the 2nd level, every other level seemed to go by pretty fast. And now it's all over. Shout out to Mike Tokoto on Twitch. Shout out Tolkoto. Tokoto's good. Good shit. Next up is Dan Reichert, who I'm a big fan of. I love Dan Reichert. He's the next one to do a Blight Club game, and he's gonna be playing Superman 64. So, sure, that'll be fun. I'll watch him do that, and I bet it'll be very frustrating and mind-numbing, and they'll talk about fun stuff as they go. Hey, goofball. Is there anything that's not a puzzle here? Ooh. Winter boss puzzle? Well, these are mostly one-screen puzzles. All puzzles don't need resets. No skills needed, just be creative. Welcome to my one-screen world. Oh, so this is like gonna be a super world. Okay. Let's try the first one then. Alright. I'll say as far as Giant Bomb stuff goes, Blight Club is the main thing I watch, though if Dan were to put together like a really weird... Let's see, what are we doing here? If Dan were to put together a really weird stream, or like some one-off thing, I'd love to watch that as well. I like Demo Derby, but they haven't done that in a while. Giant Bomb is a good website. Yoshi, PP Yoshi Juggle. Yes, that is what that was. That releases a guy. And my Yoshi's gone. How the fuck do you... What the hell? So, powering those destroys all those. The spring lets you go up high. The P-switch lets your Yoshi go through there. But to what end, though? Why would you want your Yoshi to go through there? If I'm not mistaken, this is all fucked. But let's just... Oh. Okay, so you can't... You have to take your Yoshi above and then drop him down like that. Okay. This is sudden death unless properly were to come back. Were to say something. So, let's go up here. And get up my fucking Yoshi. What the hell? I grabbed my P. I grabbed my P. I grabbed my P switch. I grabbed my P switch. Rather than setting it off. There we go. That's... Also, the Yoshi wouldn't have run... He would have hit the POW and came back anyway. It's... We're missing a trick or two here. Fuck. To be clear, when I said I grabbed my P, I was for a second thinking about the ways in which that can be interpreted. If you were curious. Oh, that you can get your spring even if it's off screen. Entendre. It has entendre potential. Entendre potential is a good name for a stream. PP Yoshi Juggle is... Do I need to, like, juggle the Yoshis by moving around the P-switches? Dang. That's a trick I don't know. Well, Properly is not here, so we're moving on. Thank you for the level. I'm going to hit dismiss. Lost. King Solomon! King Solomon, you are up next. A lot of people here in queue. Random team, you're coming up, so get ready. Look forward to it. You were referring to the thing where it starts. You did not make the level. I'm aware of that, yes. I just thought maybe you had, like, some sort of clue what you need to do with that. King Salmon, you are up next. Let me hit next so that King Salmon can be told. Please say something if you're here. Here's another card. I've been listening to Revolution's podcast, re-listening to that. I'm at 1848, which is basically, it turns out, a set of failed revolutions that all happened over the course of a year, and were in some ways less memorable than other revolutions. You know, they didn't really change anything huge, and were sort of pushed back by the end of the year. But in other ways, like, they did change a lot. Insofar as, like, yeah, after 1848, there was suddenly an Italy on the map. Italy was unified, Germany was unified. Basically, in 1848, I was about to say, I'm not good with dates. Let me be clear. In 1848, there was a lot of nationalism going around. A lot of people saying, like, oh, instead of being subjects of one king and that be the thing that unites us, we should instead be like one big nation. All Germans together. All Italians together. All Austrians together. Whatever the fuck. And, fuck, you know, the Italians were saying, fuck being ruled by Austria. That sucks. We should be ruled by Italians. Like us. Or like that guy. King, what's his name? The king in Piedmont, Sardinia, or whatever. Is that the kingdom where that guy was from? Prince Albert? Fuck, what's his name? I was listening to that it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. There's a prince. There's like a king who has a name that is like Albert or something. Has a name that sounds like the guy, Big Albert. Sounds like Big Albert to me when I hear it. Except he's a king, not a prince. Anyway, or he was a king in the past. Fascinating stuff. I do really like this series insofar as it's just like, you know, it is kind of like a second... This particular revolution, I've been re-listening to the whole series. It goes through different revolutions from history, one after another in a linear order. After this, there's just there's the Paris Commune, the Mexican Revolution, and the Russian Revolution after this. But 1848 is basically just a series of like, different countries going into revolt one after another. Often, just as soon as they heard, like, oh, Paris went into revolt, we're going into revolt too. Just every country across Europe just doing that, except for the UK, which instead did a little bit of reforms and was fine. It turns out that if you do reforms, instead of letting anger pent up, you can stave off a revolution and just, you know, have some minor laws passed that fix things up a bit. Let's do this. It's good stuff, and I think it's, again, it leads to a lot of very interesting stuff, like nationalization. Nationalization sort of takes off in this era. So, like, having one Europe, one Italy, all that starts in 1848. I said 19 again. Yeah. As do some real big divides that are still there to this day. Like, during the 1848, this was like one of the first times that, you know, it's basically right after the Industrial Revolution really was getting started in earnest, right? So things suck in the world right now. People are working in factories, they're poor, they're hungry. Things suck ass right now. And if they want to, you know, make a living, it's not good enough now to make little arts and crafts in your house anymore because you're competing with factories. So you have to move to cities, you have to give up just being a basket weaver or some shit. And all that kind of sucks if you're like a little peasant, you know? And as a result, you had people in this revolution and asking different questions. And, you know, Mike Duncan, the Revolution's podcaster, he puts it very well when he says, like, okay, at this point, people are asking two different questions. There's the political question, which is stuff like, oh, can we make a newspaper? Can we vote? Who elects the people in government? And there's the social question, which is stuff like, hey, I don't have enough to eat. I need a place to sleep. And, had basically, there's a divide, you can see, between people who care about the political question, you know, rich people who are nobles but are rich, who aren't like in power but are rich and well-to-do, and people who are poor and hungry and are like, hey, how about we could get food for the people? And this is like 1848 is the first point in which the divide between leftist and liberal started opening up. When the leftists, you know, when they all got together and got some voting rights for everyone, that's sort of how 1848 ends, by the way. Spoilers for history. They all went and got voting rights for everyone and freedom of the press and all that. And then they said, okay, we're good. And the other people said, wait, I thought we were going to do, like, food and stuff as well. And they said, like, no, we're just going to focus on the political question until that's done. One thing that I think about, a line from that podcast that I haven't gotten to yet in my re-listen, is when the people at the time, even, the leftists of the time, asked, like, hey, wait, so why is it that the political question comes first? Like, why is it more important that that you can make a newspaper that no one reads? Or that you can, vote in an election that's bullshit anyway? Why is that more important than food on the table? Why does a newspaper that no one reads come before food for my family? And, that remains a very good question to this day, I think. You know? Like, look. They don't have a good answer for that. And, it's just how it is. It's just some people care about, a lot of people are self-interested. Even at the time. Especially at the time. And that sort of broke apart the whole revolutions of that time and meant that it didn't really amount to anything other than, like, oh, there's an Italy now. How about everyone votes? If they are incompetent, then it averages out. Yeah, that's how it works now, and it's fine. You know? That said, of course, like, universal suffrage would... I mean, honestly, actually, come to think of it, I think that might be a plot point. Or I say a plot point. That might be something that happens where, like, liberal universal suffrage actually ends up making the votes more royalist, more conservative, because the thing that they didn't maybe realize at the time, peasants are basically farmers and shit. They're rural hicks and stuff. I say hicks, no offense to hicks, but they're like small c conservative. In other words, making it so that anyone can vote kind of actually helps the conservatives. Whoops. No one kind of expected that at the time. Not the rich people, not the leftists, not the liberals, but turns out the peasants don't give a fuck about you know, what's being wrote about in books. Interesting piece of history, you know, that time where the leftists and the liberals were like, oh yeah, this will be great. We're gonna get the peasants to vote, and then, you know, forever and ever we're going to have liberal leftist policies. And it's like, well, what about the conservative people that exist out there? Oh, forgot about those. Yeah, shit. This is a long one, just by nature of the fact that we cannot die. I'll say, by the way that this works is that a timeout counts for all of our lives during sudden death. And during the lightning round as well. Well, during the lightning round, it counts for 1 life per 100 seconds on the timer. That's the compromise to keep levels that are getting over it style from lasting forever, by the way. So yeah, that podcast's been going well. I've been listening to it a lot. I'll say maybe a little bit of context that'll help on how I've been getting through it so fast. Yes, I've been listening to it a lot while I've been working, driving, you know, in the bath, that sort of thing. But also I have been listening to it on smart speed, which tends to be around like 1.4 times speed, so a little faster than real time, actually, come to think of it. That's just something I always do with podcasts, so it's depending on the podcast, you know, depending if it can be accelerated without being incomprehensible. But so I guess kind of forget that that's there, but that's 100% a thing. That's 100% affecting my runtime. And I'll say I've been listening to it also while doing Persona 4, or Persona 3, or Persona 3 Reload. That's the title of the game I've been playing. While I've been playing that, listening to that podcast, specifically dungeon stuff. Obviously, you can't listen to podcasts while you're doing the story stuff. That just goes without saying, goddammit. "50 seconds left on the clock, let's do it." But it's always very nice to have a podcast. I'll say also, I have gotten super behind on all my other podcasts. I haven't listened to like another podcast since I did that thing. So shit. Fuck. So I got my work cut out for me once I finish this and go back to listening to podcasts normal style. You know, with a commute now and with work and all that, I will have time to catch up, I think, on podcast stuff. I think that's gonna do it. Yeah. Sort of weird knocking. Don't know what that is. Not gonna worry about it. Thank you for the level. Was not completed. Let's go ahead and put Lost on that. And Some Random Team is up next. Hey. Some Random Team is here. Perfect. I know you're here. Here's another card. Let me just refresh the things. Perfect. Thank you for patiently waiting. I want to thank everyone who always patiently waits, or whatever. Hey, sudden death can be fun too. Here's a card. Follow up on the Gigamorphix. I finally received this here cube in the mail the other day. I ended up having to... I'm over here. I ended up... It's a 5x5 shape mod that puts the for like a 5x5 cube that puts the edges on these like on the edges of like a diamond shape. So it is like a Rubik's cube actually at its heart and turns like one, but it has 5 layers, and because all the pieces are not so interchangeable, you have to worry about like which way the centers are rotated, because you know the line has to be down the middle and stuff. This one won't take long. And these corner pieces on these on the middle has to be like just in the right spot for it to be solved. Anyway, I did end up doing a solve on this. What the hell? Okay. I ended up doing a solve on this the other day, and it went pretty well. It was kind of clunky, I will say, when this is shuffled up. It's kind of hard to see how each layer needs to be aligned, which is kind of a bummer. Makes it so that it like stops up a lot. It sort of gets all locked in a bit. And also some of the pieces were sort of coming apart a little bit, which does make it easier for it to snag. It's a neat puzzle to do, though. Had to figure out a few things, a few ways to like orient a couple of things. I had to figure out how to move a couple of the edges around such that it would be like all oriented right and all set up right for the final solve. But once I figured out like 2 or 3 new things, it was basically stuff that I've already worked with and worked with before. Anyway, interesting cube. I don't think I'll ever shuffle it again, maybe, because it was such a pain in the ass in places to like work with. It was just like, ah, crap, God, you know, just orienting the damn thing was such a hassle. But I do think it's a really neat thing, and it definitely adds a little bit of extra complexity to a 5x5, which I am well familiar with how to solve. This level looks like hell. Look at that. Boos. So many boos. Let's do this. We got 5 tries. This'll. Okay. We need to move. We need to move. I think your prediction is accurate. What if I go into this pipe, how about? What? There's another pipe there. It maybe is not the wrong answer. What if it was something like you had to go into this pipe, get a star, come back? Okay, that's definitely not the right answer. Okay. That was... Could I have waited 2 seconds? I guess you have to, like, thread the needle between those boos, huh? That wasn't a try. That was just me watching and seeing what happens. Like, when the boos get big, you have to jump through the hole that appears for just a fraction of a second. That is tough. Damn. I like it. That looks cool. I will say, some random teen. You can always resubmit a level, even if we can't clear it. I should watch the clear vid. I should, yeah. That'll be good. I'm curious. I'll watch it later. Thank you. You can definitely resubmit that at any other time, even tonight, even if you so fancy. I'm gonna dismiss it now. During the lightning round, just because I can't beat a level doesn't mean you can't resubmit it. You can submit it now, another week. If you want to have like more time, submit it early enough so that you're outside the lightning round, and then I can spend 15 minutes on it and get maybe a little farther. But in the meantime, it's the lightning round. We did what we could. Thank you. Lord Bowser, you're up. Is Lord Bowser still about? Go ahead and confirm, Lord Bowser. You know what to do. Do another card. Follow up on the rotary razor. I got like a rotary razor the other day. I thought like, oh, that looks really good. It probably does a closer shave than I got a beard trimmer that has like an attachment that's like a little foil. That's like a one foil thing situation. So I tried that, and I tried it today. You know, I let it like grow out a little bit, and I don't know. It still is kind of rough, honestly. I'm not sure like if it's if there's like a way to use it better. I guess it does clear the face, but it seems like you have to do a lot of passes, and also it seems like it's not going to be anywhere near as smooth as like it could be, you know, under any other circumstances, wet or, you know, if it was razored or not. Maybe I need to use foam as the secret. I don't know. Maybe I should look up how you use a rotary razor blade rather than just going like, turn it on. I don't know. I've only used like the other kind, like a beard trimmer. And also I did read that maybe the rotary is not the best version of that. Maybe like one that just has like 4 foils is the best version. I don't know. I've always looked at those and thought, oh, 3 blades, that looks smart. That looks like it covers a big area. That looks like it'll just really contour to your face. I don't know how it works though. Maybe that's not it's not quite as good as it looks. It's only $60 though. I got the main brand though, the real brand of that. Lord Bowser, go ahead and say something if you're here at any point, but we're gonna go into the level now. I do think it'd be nice if I could not have to shave manually, you know, with like the razor blade and all that. I could just run a thing over my face every day. That sounds like a lovely dream, and it's only like $60 to make it happen. So, or to give it a shot, so why not? I wonder if you can return a razor, electric razor, if you determine it's not doing you very good. I mean, it's been used, and, you know, I guess it's got hair on it now. Ideally, assuming it's gotten, you know, been trimming hair effectively. Lord Bowser, do speak up. I think we might be good, though. Your levels are typically not that hard. We'll see what we can do. Lord Bowser might be onto his own thing by now. Tends to go do his own business, his own channel, his own stream, somewhere around this time. Either way, it's cool. Like I said, sudden death does exist. And it's a fun challenge for me and for y'all watching. Let me do another card. Do another card as we're doing this auto-scroller. How do y'all feel about sharing info about your family? This is something I've been thinking about recently. Something I've always had a simple policy on, something that I see many streamers have, where, yeah, you just don't say things about saying names, other such details. It's weird to share about family members, I feel like. And I feel like it's something, no, that's very, hey, Lord Bowser, there you are. There you go, full lives. I personally feel like it's just good practice to avoid talking names and saying names of relations and what their deal is and being too specific about it. You know, I mean, I've mentioned some things about them. I've told stories and stuff, but without naming names or showing pictures. You know, I mentioned before my parents met at in the Navy, right? And well, the school that my ma is doing a reunion on is like the naval school, you know. It's like, apparently that's in Maryland. Didn't know that. I thought it was in Pensacola, but apparently that's just flight school. Also, I heard that my parents... I thought that they met in Pensacola. Apparently they met in another place, which... You know, I won't say. Let's be a little discreet. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. Apparently Sacramento is where they met. Go figure. I always figured it was all in Florida. And then they went off and did, like, some Navy stuff. And then had me in the middle of that. The whole thing, don't worry about it. Anyway, the one complication I wanted to bring to this topic is that I was realizing the other day something that sort of makes it weird for me. Like the idea of sharing stuff. Or rather, something that kind of makes my policy snap into focus or start to make sense retroactively, which is that I remembered something that my ma does, and something that I'm not really all that particularly comfortable with, which is that my ma, she's a school teacher, and she will 100%, like, you know, tell her students about me and, you know, and my sister and her son and all that, you know. Names included, details about what sort of work that I do, etc. Which I've always thought to be, you know, even when I was a kid, to be a little too much, Like, they don't need to know my name. You're kids. They don't need to know my government name, I don't think, personally, but... whatever, you know. It's probably harmless to be, you know, to have kids know your name and have people in general know your name. But it gives me a little bit of, like, uncomfortable feeling, I guess. Oh, we got a checkpoint, so fresh lives. Lost one, though. There we go. So it's something I sort of shy away from. Don't want to get anyone to have my government name either. I mean, my government name's out there. Yeah, I've mentioned it on stream. It's not a big secret. It's just, you know, there's no reason to say it. There's no reason to say it. Unless I were to pivot to being the kind of streamer that's just literally first name, last name on Twitch. You know, my first name, last name is not unique enough where I could do that, though, honestly. Even putting my middle name would not be enough. I think there was a student in my school, in like middle school, where it was the same first middle name. And during like orientation at my at my new job, some guy was like, you know, I know a guy who is a, you know, first name, middle initial. You know, same first name, same middle initial. And I said like, well, does that P happen to stand for Patrick? Because, yeah, that's a pretty common name for us Irish. Irish people. Like, yeah, that's just a pretty standard first name, last name, middle name situation. It just sounds good on paper. And as a result, is as common as dirt. You know, I could not get a Gmail address of it, even with the middle name, without adding a word. Even in the era where they were all fucking new. You know, when Gmail was just brand fucking new. Anyway, thank you for the level. A little bit of a digression there, as all cards are, of course. But yeah, hey Jessica Schultz, how's it going? Thank you for the level. Double, you're finally up, Double. How do you like that? Double, go ahead and confirm. Double, if you're still here, you are up. It'll be regular style. Hell yeah. Let's do another card. Final card here tonight. Whatever happened to Blueberry Morning? I was wondering this the other day, and apparently I was talking to my family about it, and she was saying like, God damn, I was just talking to, she was just talking to my sister, and she had the same question recently. She wanted to get some Blueberry Morning, and it's just gone. Or it doesn't exist anymore, or it's different or some shit. I think it still exist under some weird whole grain label, but it's not what you want anymore. I remember the Blueberry Morning when I was a kid. It was good. It had like those little freeze-dried blueberries, which were really nice. Apparently they're freeze-dried, which explains why they're so much better than regular blueberries. If I could get a bag of freeze-dried blueberries, I would be happy. Or whatever they did to them, right? Whatever they did to them, I would like to get a bag of that. But they also had other stuff in there. Like, you had, like, some basic flakes. You had, like, weird crunchy bits. And apparently almonds. Apparently there's almonds and stuff in them. Weird crunchy little guys. And just some real good variety. And I think that, straight up, I think Blueberry Morning was the best nutritional style cereal that you get. Like the best compromise between really nutritional and damn tasty. You know, put some frosting on there and you got like an S tier cereal. Honestly, Blueberry Morning was S tier, but can you imagine somewhere halfway between Frosted Flakes and Blueberry Morning? Oh my god, that would be an incredible combination, I bet. People must have tried that. People must have put that together. Anyway, what level should we do? Let's find one. Double, you're up again. Go ahead and say a thing, and I'll give you full amount of lives, but all power up. Let's find one that's like a little bit nice, okay? See if we can find one that's nice. Follow this arrow's path. This is a speed run with 1 minute allowed for your mistakes. Ooh, I don't like the look of that. Too many arrows. That just looks like... You know what that looks like? It looks like the, in Ocarina and Majora's Mask, where you have to go down in the water and follow follow either signs or what the fuck was it? A seahorse. It looks like that. This looks like the desert from Ocarina of Time. Except it can't be that easy. Let's see now. Let's find a good one with a nice clear rate. Talk? Lemmy's Dream. No. Mushroom's Path. One with above, let's say 0.1. Let's look for 0.1. Oh, this is 0.33. This is the best we've seen. 0. 0. That's gotta be some RNG stuff. Okay, yeah, Forbidden Caves. Let's go. Say something, Double, and you'll get full amount of lives. Since I don't see you saying anything, it's gotta be sudden death.
Oh no!
What? Okay, let's slow down. What are we doing? We wall jumping here? I think we got a wall jump off the one on the left. Can we make this jump? No. Oh, Jesus. Hey, Minecraft Jonas? Oh, I think I know. Hello, Monbo? Japanese characters. I hope that the bot works. I did do a fix to the level bot that should make it so that Japanese people should be allowed to submit, or I say allowed, able to submit, but it seemed like a little finicky the last time I checked, and I'll admit I have not had time to go and debug and figure out what the fuck yet. But please try adding if you have a level for me, and if it doesn't work, I will accommodate. How you doing? Monbo? Like two Mora there. Long bow. That's Double's level. Couldn't beat it. Dismiss away. Level was not completed. Next up is Sawsome Dude. Good evening, fine sir, says the chemist. Like Breaking Bad. Like Heisenberg is a chemist. That's what I think about when I think of the chemist, Is your name an allusion to Walter White? I guess there are other chemists. Yes. They exist. There's like the original Heisenberg. There's the other one who had a movie about him. Oppenheimer. There's multiple chemists. The guy who makes the food additives that are really good. I'm not speaking of a specific guy here. I'm just saying. I'm all out of cards here, I'll say. So, next person should go ahead and confirm. Now, go ahead, Sawsome. Confirm your level is up, but right now, we are going to go into last call for levels. Last call for levels. What is last call for levels? It's pretty self-explanatory, really. I am going to show y'all some of my levels for a bit in order to give y'all time to submit any last levels that y'all have so that we can get the queue nice and full and then close the queue and finish them. You thought your name that before Breaking Bad? Gotcha. Nerdcore hip-hop name, Chemist the Menace. Okay. Again, multiple chemists. There's lots of them. Are yours still in queue? Yes, you're good. You're good, Minecraft Jonas. Everyone who's in queue is in queue. That includes Sawsome Dude, Jessica, Lord Bowser, Minecraft, and the Chemist. Y'all are good. Anyone else, this is the last call, so go ahead, get those in. What's the theme for today? You have been compared to being the Mario Maker 2 Oppenheimer of jank. Can you submit multiple? No. It's one, at this point, it's one and done. We're getting one more from each viewer who is available on hand during last call, and then we're going to move on. What's a good thing that we can show? Let me think. Thank you for the follow, the Chemist. Very good. What's a good theme where I can show you a couple levels that have a thematic thing in common? Ideas. Throw anything out at me, like power-ups, propeller... Springs? Oh, I can do springs. That's a fun one. Okay. I'll do springs, but very specific springs. I got a bunch of levels that have a very specific kind of spring setup that I've used a bunch in the past. This here was the first time I used it in Mario Maker 2, but I did use it a bunch in Mario Maker 1 as well. And in fact, I think... Shit, man, I think that there's a bunch of levels here that use this specific gimmick, which is going to come up in a minute. Not up yet, for what it's worth. Yep. Basically, these are levels... These will be levels that use springs in a very specific way. Bowser would be a good one, yeah. I think, though, I only have one level with Bowser in it, so it wouldn't be quite as, robust as perhaps other things. Here's the gimmick. See up there? Those guys are jumping. Those guys use those springs to jump, and it's kind of cool. Jump over guys as they're jumping over across at you. And also, it's a to and from level, to and back level. Yeah! Alright, that worked for Monbo. Okay, cool. Japanese viewers are accommodated. At the very least, it looks like most of the time. And you know what? There's that's good. Okay, I'm happy. There used to be a bug, Mambo, that would make that not work. And looks like it's working. So, whew. A few weeks ago, someone with a Japanese name after I did the fix did try it and it didn't seem to work. But I think Wonderworld was just being finicky in general, so I think that was not... I think maybe we're fine. If ever there's a problem going forward, I will do a thing to fix. I will accommodate. So yeah, that was the basic idea here. Springs that spring you around. That was actually... Oh, hey, Double. You have time to get in another level if you like. You're just a little bit too late to get full tries on it, though. We did it in the lightning... In sudden death, you see. You're welcome. Again, this is last call. Getting levels now. So in Mario Maker 1, right? I did for my 4th level. I came up with that spring jumping thing, and I reused it a few times throughout my Mario Maker 1 tenure. This level is a remake of one of my Mario Maker 1 levels, specifically the first level of my first super world, which is called Avalanche Launch. It is based on all these enemies that are jumping across gaps. You got these Goombas. Some nice guys have the shells to do. I am quite proud of this level and think it makes a lovely, nice 1-1. Some nice theming. Guys are jumping at you. It's not that hard, but I say before getting hit. It's not that hard. It's just lightly challenging. This worked better. This part worked better in Super Mario Maker 1. They changed how these sideways springs work with power-ups. Used to be a mushroom coming out of one of those things would bounce off the spring across a gap. But that's not how it works anymore, so I had to make some solid blocks, or the mushroom would just fall into a pit. Unfortunate, but some minor modifications were necessary. I like this little sequence. You just jump across some dudes. It's weirdly inspiring. I wonder if they'd flick snowballs at you. Yeah. Totally, it's cool. You know, that's a good question, actually. I bet they wouldn't. This was, you know, I did all these remakes, like, before spikes were added to the game, so that wasn't a thing at the time. Also, it's a remake. That is definitely a question I should ask myself in the future. But also, how useful would that be? So, other than that, I don't really use springs. I say, actually, you know what? I bet springs might be one of my most used items, honestly. Though, as I'm looking through, I don't see that many other levels that use springs in different ways. Here was the next one that used springs, actually. And it's using springs in exactly the same way as before. This is Return of the Wayward Spiny. March of the Wayward Spiny was that original level that I mentioned, where I originally came up with this mechanic. So this level sort of is a throwback to that, but it's actually a full, huge-ass level. The original March of the Wayward Spine, you know, was made in, like, day 4 of Mario Maker overall. It was my 4th level ever. And it was, like, maybe 30 seconds long. You know, before they had checkpoints, even. So you couldn't even make a long level if you wanted to. This one has enemies springing across gaps, also has the bombs, which are fun, it turns out, because you can throw them at enemies, and it's kind of fun. It also uses the donut blocks to like add some tension. Sometimes you have to stand on them and go below. In the original level, the donut blocks were kind of there just for flavor, so making them actual mechanics is great. Also, the spike helmet. Oh my god. I think people sometimes ask what my favorite level is, what the best level I've made is. This one might be it. This one, I think, is one of the cooler ones, one of the more inspired ones. And as a throwback to my first good quality level ever, it is, you know, that level means a lot to me. Oh, by the way, let me show you something. There's a... See there? When you come here, that's, there's just a wall there. But if you know, do some stuff with these bullet bills, you can get up here and get a 50. Nice little 50 there. Okay, I'll move back to my normal spots. I'll say, by the way, I'm fixing the move pretty soon, and I'll be getting, I think I'll be getting a green screen once I get a new setup, and have it where I can put a green screen behind my couch. So that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be good. This apartment, you know, when I first moved into this apartment, I was not a streamer, so, you know, layout as far as camera stuff goes was not a consideration when setting things up. I like the bullet bill stuff a lot. That was a fun thing to introduce. I'm always... That's a fun thing. And makes for some fun moments like that. That is just so well timed. I swear, every time I do that little area, the guys always end up just over my head. And it's just... Mwah. I also love this little ending. It's... God damn. This might be the best level I ever made. Honestly. I'm very fond of it. Did I do another level that uses those springs in that way in this game? Let me just do a quick catalog here. This is the next level, which you can see was like, I didn't mean to hit play there. It does use springs, but in a different way, because it basically, this one just uses springs to be brakes. Like, see this thwomp? The spring knocks the thwomp back and slows it down a bit, and I use it to sort of pace out this section and make it different. Let me see if there's any other levels that use springs to spring enemies around. Not sure that there are. No. I feel like that's something I should probably put in one of my upcoming levels. There's, what is there, 3 more levels I have to make? So, one of them should have those springs in them. In my super world, anyway, because it is a mechanic that means a lot to me as the first one I figured out. The core gimmick of my best original level. There's some springs in some levels like this one that keep Bowser away from the walls. There's some springs in, like, this level here where the enemies are sprung into the arena once the little fight starts. I'll do Unmoored Mines 1 because it does have a few springs in it that are springing enemies, but it's a very different thing. You know what, actually? I feel like that's enough for springtime. Springtime of Mario Maker. It's funny because we were talking about... I think springtime Isn't that what one of the revolutions of 1848? It's like they're called the springtime of the peoples or something, springtime of something or other. Jeez, I was just listening to that podcast like yesterday and heard that that fact be named. I believe my best levels are this one Koopaling boss rush or my custom boss rush. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, let's go ahead and get this this thing closed. I think that's gonna do it for last call. I believe that's enough. Looking at spring base levels, I'm gonna go ahead and close the queue, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead. Sawsome dude is up. I don't believe I saw Sawsome ever confirm. Is that right? Sawsome, did Sawsome confirm during the last level? I don't think so. Sawsome, you're welcome to say at any time. Again, the way that this works is if you're here, it's if you're not here, it's sudden death. If you are here, you get the normal amount of lightning round lives. And of course, because they are easily convertible between the two, all you need to do is say, like, I'm here, and I'll give you as many lives as you would have if you were in the regular lightning round from the start. So, you know, all you need to do is speak up. Say something in chat. Say, yes, I'm here, or just chat. It doesn't even have to be about the thing. Ooh, let's do the super world. I like a super world. If there's a super world, I'll probably do it. And of course, you know, over time, if you submit the same maker code again and again and again, eventually I'll get through your super world. That's just how it works. I've been through multiple of Lord Bowser's. Like, multiple super worlds, and also playing the same one. Lord Bowser ran out of levels long ago, and I'm just playing it again now. Though I think he might have done some... I think Lord Bowser did some edits, and now they're new levels, so, you know, I am putting the likes on them and such, but I have seen them before. Most of them. Also fine, you know, obviously. Yeah, that was a nice and easy one. Not bad. Sawsome dude. You know, for a 1-1, it's sort of a hard thing to do, because a 1-1 ought to be vanilla, ought to be plain, but also, you know, you just want just enough of a personality to really come through. Cleared. Jessica Schultz is up next. Jessica Schultz was just talking about best levels. Is good for it. You are good for it, Jessica. Go ahead and pull up your code. I'll say, happy this is somewhere going to be around maybe 3.5 hours. Last week was more like 4, which is fine. It's just that I do think that I kind of want these to trend maybe in the other direction. You know, I'm thinking about more like 2 to 3. One reason is that I do like, after these streams, to go watch what Dan Reichert is up to. That's what's always sort of my classical, oh, this is a story one. Comments on? Okay. My classical Friday night thing. I would always do Dan Reichert's stream. And, you know, when I became a streamer, eventually landed on Friday night for my streams, but I do them earlier. I do them earlier than Dan does, so that I can, you know, get them done, raid in, or do whatever, and then watch his stuff for the rest of the night. My understanding is that Dan is going to do some Smashy Bet, which is a thing that he does, which is great. Smashy Bet is really great if you don't know what Smashy Bet is. He does, like, amiibo smash battles, and you do, like, channel points bets on it. It's pretty cool. And also, he's gonna do, like, he's gonna watch, like, several bad movies. Like, Grown Ups 2. There's, like, a roulette. He can either watch Grown Ups 2, The Cable Guy, Deep Impact, or Creed 3. That's what's on the roulette. Let's read the comments here. Dr. Mario, World with My Terrible Grammar. Hello, this is Numa Fan. Popcorn Girlfriend. Dies. Nuba Fan. Love popcorn blocks. Popcorn blocks? Pip. Or Rip. It's Rip. Dies. I was gonna jump there just to die. We don't have to do that. That would be wouldn't be that funny. Wouldn't be that funny. Dies. Oh yeah, that's a corpse. Those are arms and hands. This is a head. 5 minutes later. Breaking news, the guy has destroyed millions of lives. Here's a word from our sponsors. Fabian, Noon, love popcorn. I am ready. I pray for forgiveness. There's a tank. Someone's going to war. Stop you with my tank! Oh, hey, so you took over the world? I will stop you with my tank. Okay, those lines were in the wrong order. Teleports around, shots randomly. Mr. Koopa? What? Goodbye. Something cringe, whatever. I think that's another death. Hooray! Crown. Took over the world, got a crown. What? Gets punched. Dr. Mario's here. The end. Oh, someone, he got cured. I guess he was sick. I didn't even know he was sick. I didn't even know he was sick. Not that funny. It's only funny to me because I'm thinking of a Norm Macdonald line that he did in a sketch that I say a sketch in a clip of his podcast that was funny to me and other people who know it. People who know Norm Macdonald very intimately, very well, know that clip. I'm not gonna say it. It's findable. Thank you for the level. I think we all learned a thing or two about Numa Numa fan or you know, things of that nature. Lord Bowser, you're up. Lord Bowser, go ahead and confirm. I'm gonna start typing. You know what to do. Nice, says Lord Bowser. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. I like to see that. I like to see people know that they're up. I like that a lot. Saves me the trouble. Especially because, you know, we're at the end of the stream now, so I got no more cards that I can pull to talk about. I'll say I've never seen any of the movies that Dan is watching tonight, and I look forward to watching along with him. He was having trouble, apparently, Twitch watch parties. He does Twitch watch parties, by the way. That's what I mean by watching with him. With him and his community. Like, 500 people probably will be watching along, whatever he ends up watching. Apparently, Twitch watch parties, they're being all weird now, and sometimes it's hard to find a movie for, like, a watch party, even if it is literally on the service. Even if it's on Amazon Prime, it'll not come up in the search results for some fucking reason. And that was the case with the cable guy. And I was actually the one who, in the Discord, in Dan's Discord, I figured out, I put in some random fucking terms, and I figured out that the cable guy, it doesn't come up if you put up the cable guy, or like Matthew Broderick, or Jim, what the fuck? Jim, what the fuck is his name? For some reason I'm blanking on, the Yari Yari boys, Peagot. They did a whole podcast about this guy's thing. Carry Me Home. Jim Carrey. The podcast for premium, for like patrons only, is called Carry Me Home, and that's how I remembered Jim Carrey's name just now. For context, you don't get it if you put in Jim Carrey. Apparently, what you do put into it is you put in what the fuck is it? You put in the name of the main character of the movie. If you want to find the cable guy and are doing a watch party on Twitch, you don't put in the cable guy. You put in Chip Decker Cable. Chip Decker being the main character of the cable guy. Apparently that's what you have to do. Of course. Why wouldn't you put fucking Chip Decker Cable if you want to watch the cable guy. Some of these services, you know, they're kind of getting weirdly shitty over time. Just breaking and getting all weird with it. I guess, you know, we should be grateful that watch parties work at all after ads were added to Amazon Prime. Which apparently, I'll say, hey, I did a watch party last weekend with Dan Reichert. I say did. I watched Dan Reichert's stream as he did a watch party and hung out in his chat with 500 other people. You know, his community, which I am a member of. I hung out there and we watched a watch party and it didn't have ads. Apparently, if you do a watch party, the ads are not put in, so that is good to know. At least for now. Maybe eventually they break that. Maybe eventually they make it weird or busted or fucking whatever. It's hard to trust that that'll work forever, but so far so good. So on some level you gotta wonder, like, does Amazon Prime know about Amazon watch parties? About Twitch watch parties and how they use, you know, Amazon Prime videos? Maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know they need to do something to make it work different now that there's an ad tier and all. Whatever. Thank you for the love, Lord Bowser. That was quite lovely. Minecraft Jonas. Minecraft Jonas. I'm going to hit next. Minecraft Jonas, you are up. Go ahead and confirm. I'm going to type it in. I'm looking forward to a nice long night of watching a bad movie or a good movie. Alternatively, maybe multiple. I'm hoping for multiple. See you later, Lord Bowser. Honestly, he might have already started the first movie now, as far as I know, considering that he wants to watch 2 or 3 or up to 4 of them tonight. It is 9 o'clock in the time zone Central, which I am in. Hey, Minecraft Jonas, perfect timing. Lovely, let's do it. Oh, this looks like a very nice level. I think you've given me a very nice level. I like this, the theming looks great. Oh, this is some good use of the claws. It's pretty easy, but, I think that's fun. Ooh, it changes at the halfway point. That's a good thing in a level. It's a good thing in a traditional level to introduce some new mechanics when you get halfway done. And, yeah, going from claw swings to claw rides, that makes sense. Sometimes you gotta ride a claw. Oh, what fun. Guys are being dropped on us now. That's just a nice little short level. It all takes place in the overworld, which I imagine is why it ends here, rather than going on for another, you know, entire overworld length. Personally, I think that in general, for my taste, whenever I do a level, I'm always going into the subworld and making, like, full use of all the real estate, but that was nice and lovely, and it had good ideas, and it used them very well. I think you got a nice, very nice little level there. Hell yeah. That was so nice. Feel like that was the nicest level tonight, as far as a level being good and kind to me, the streamer. I don't usually call myself the streamer that often. Some people call me the streamer. Chemist, you're up. That's you, Chemist. The Chemist, that's right. Go ahead and confirm, and I'll play your level. And I'll play it either way, but it'll be in sudden death if you're not here. Perfect, you are here. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, there wasn't much of a wait at the end here. I'll say, you come in at the end of a stream, you're probably not waiting a very long time. The start of the stream can be a bit of a longer wait, but also you get the chance to have me play your level for longer. So it all kind of maybe works out, hopefully, and is good. It's a maker code. One of the latest levels? Okay, so not the super world then? Okay, let's see. We want to do Jankmas? We want to do the auto level? This has a clear rate that suggests it's not an auto level. Let's see what this is. I want to see how it is that 75% of runs die in an auto level. Not the auto level? Okay. Well, let me just see. Let's just see. I'm curious. Okay, I think I see. Yeah, okay. This is an auto level. I don't know how people die. I don't know how people die, but let's go with, yay, Chemist makes the best levels. Fun, simple platforming, 16%. Ooh, this looks nice. I'll say I probably shouldn't be staying up really, really late on Fridays watching bad movies. With, you know, no matter how I do it. I should sleep at a normal time, but, because I, you know, work and get up at a normal time every day. Go into an office, but I'll sleep on another night. I'll get some recovery. I'll try to sleep good tonight, okay? Okay. Oh, this is less nice than previously indicated. But not bad, okay, hey. Not bad at all. Less nice than previously indicated. That's actually a pretty good name for the VOD. That's a pretty good name for a VOD, actually. Shit. I thought it was gonna be related to the whole shorts thing. You know, that there's shorts on my channel now. And then I want to do Panda Scan or whatever, but less nice than previously indicated? That's a pretty good vibe. Then again, I could say that on any stream and make that a title. Whereas this short stuff, it only comes up tonight, or, you know, it's not going to be as relevant on any subsequent stream. Food for thought. We're getting through. What? Now, what is the deal here? We need to go low. We need to go the low way and go up there. Damn. You're last up, Monbo-san. Am I saying that right? That is, I'll say the characters are small on my screen, if it's any excuse. Also, you know, you know, not like everyone knows how to read katakana. I do, but, I don't get that much practice at it, you know? So I could be way off. Or not reading, like, if that's a... are those the dashes, or is that a circle? It's hard for me to read at that range, you know? I can't tell if that's a bow or a po. And that's how they work, right? I might be reading that all wrong. Whatever. No good to stress about it. Oh, I can't. You know what? I never. I don't think I tested. I guess it'll be the first time we see Japanese characters in the now playing bar. Oh, I can't wait to see what that looks like. I'm sure it'll render correctly. I'm sure it'll render. I'm sure it will. I'm just curious is all. It's gotta be good. It's gotta work good. Going back to short stuff. Going back to short stuff. With the shorts, I'm gonna just start putting them out one a day, so long as I have them ready to go. Maybe I'll whip out like a whole bunch. Maybe I'll start doing them more often, because honestly, I do think basically every stream has more than one thing that can be a clip, and it can be a short. And frankly, I have just thousands of Twitch clips ready-made and ready for conversion. Now, I do think there is a stylistic difference between like what makes a good Twitch clip and what can be a YouTube short, right? Like, I think a short is... Hell yeah. Fuck! A short is more open to variety. You know, like I saw a short the other day. I don't usually watch shorts, but I was looking like, what else do people do for shorts? And I saw one that wasn't like a funny moment or like a weird viral thing, but was just a minute long of a streamer talking about what roller coasters they regretted letting their daughter ride. Which, you know, fuck, that's a pretty good subject for a short. And you could just do a short where you talk and shit. Where you just talk for 30 seconds about a nice self-contained thing. Whereas I feel like if a Twitch clip doesn't have something funny in it, it's, what are you doing? You know, that's, a nuanced discussion in a Twitch clip, that doesn't make sense. But, probably makes more sense in, shorts form. We're so close here. We're so close here. Maybe we ride this down. Fuck. Double fuck. Anyway, I hope y'all check out those shorts. And, if you do see any shorts of mine, you know, just know that I appreciate any likes, whatever, that y'all put on them. That makes me feel happy to see any at all. And I hope that every clip gets at least one. At this rate, it seems like, yeah, no, they'll be seen by hundreds of people. At least one, hopefully, will leave a like. I just want one. I just want one. That's my threshold right now for like what constitutes like, ooh, a good happy feeling. Yes! No! Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering, the way that sudden death, the way that the lightning round works with levels like this where you can't die, is if there's a timeout, it's 1 life per 100 seconds. So this'll be the end of it. This'll be the end of it. That is just my way of preserving the spirit of the lightning round for levels that don't quite fit normal lightning round rules. These rules have been in place for the last, you know, 2 years, so they're not new. It's just how we do things. I think it's a good compromise. I have considered also, you know, we could add like a shot clock or some shit. You know, like a 5-minute timer in addition to the thing. In addition to that rule for cases where you die. In cases where you know, you could spend a lot of time trying. Let's say if I could die here right now. And we'd have to do this 5 more times. I guess I would say we'd call an audible. I think we'd call an audible there and do it. We got 16 more seconds left. 11 more seconds. We're not getting through these tires. There we go. Thank you for the level. I appreciate it. Up next is... Let me go ahead and hit dismiss. We got the last level of the night here, I think. That is correct. The last level of the night is, oh, that's, Manbow. Okay, that is a B. That is a bow. That is bow there. Okay. It's kind of hard to read on the preview monitor. You know, if I were buying a new preview monitor, which I have no plans to because that would be expensive, I'd probably like to get one that was a little bigger so it was easier to read at the distance a couch is. The reason why your code isn't on this page, Mambo, is because you didn't have the dashes. The dashes make it so it parses it correctly. I'll just go ahead and find that for you. Don't worry about it. I should make it so that it's not, does that. time, who has time to troubleshoot a viewer bot. It works good enough. It works good enough most of the time, and for me, that's fine. And now it even supports non-English characters properly. So, that's nice. Let's do it. It's a troll level! What are we doing? Let me see. What was the... Oh, it's troll. It is a troll. Okay, it's explicitly a troll. Bumper's playful pranks. That closes right fast. How do we deal with this? Let me check for invisible blocks real fast. I don't know that this one is a wash quite yet. Maybe we have to just gun it. Let's try just gunning it. We're gonna gun it, okay? I'm holding right and run right now. Okay, so if you gun it, the floor collapses below you. So let's gun it and jump. It collapses so fast. Run it and jump really fast. Like before even landing. Okay. Do I hit this question mark block? Yes or no? Let's hit it. Okay, that's fine. You got my ass. That was the 5th try. To be clear, Manbo, we have this is the lightning round, so I only have a limited amount of tries per level. Unfortunately, that's gonna do it. I'll say you can always resubmit that another time. That was very funny. I enjoyed that immensely. Good shit. I would love to have another shot at that, but it will not be tonight on account of that there is the end of the stream. I hope that you understand that. I'm not sure how much English you have, Monbo. How familiar you are with English. Limited tries. Limited try gimmick, basically. Do people do for? Is gimmick a word that people learn when they learn English in school? Is there a point in like Japanese English class where they say, this is what gimmick means, okay? It basically means like some bullshit. Gimmick. How do you say gimmick in Japanese? Manbo, I would love to know if you understand English enough where you can answer. How do you say gimmick in Japanese? It's probably like gimmiku or something, isn't it? It's probably just a loan word. I'm gonna bet loan word. My money's on loan word. That's probably a safe bet. That'll do it for tonight's stream. Nice viewer level stream. I enjoyed it. Most of the levels, I think, were indeed quite nice. Let me go ahead and see who we can raid right now. You don't got that many, stream viewers right now, but I always do a raid anyhow. Let me see who's online. I probably can't raid... I can't raid Dan right now. Apparently there's some threshold on amount of viewers you need. Oh well. We'll raid someone else. I'll raid... Let me scroll for a bit. I will raid... Ooh, Shaker Jeans is doing Balatro. Ooh, I talked about Balatro a bunch earlier this stream. Y'all, Balatro is fucking great. I'm gonna send you over to Shaker Jeans. Let me pull up the schedule. This is the schedule. It has information on it on when the next stream is. Coincidentally, the next stream is Sunday. And that will be the big Banjo-Tooie stream where I find out if I can beat it, Banjo-Tooie, in one go. My files of Banjo-Tooie are all like 9 to 10 hours. 9 to 11 hours, so I think I should be able to do so. I have a whole card here, a whole image here with more details on it. It also happens to be my Twitch affiliate anniversary, but that's not important. Only Twitch cares about that. And when I say Twitch, I don't mean the viewership of Twitch. I mean Twitch, the company. They care. I don't. That's the stream anniversary means a lot more to me than affiliate-versary, personally, but whatever happens to coincide, and Twitch does let you make a stream extra special or something if it happens to be an anniversary stream, so whatever, kind of that, but also it's a non-denominational stream for YouTube as well, that where I play Banjo-Tooie over the course of 10, 11 hours and have a good time. That'll be on Sunday, all day, starting from noon. And also on the schedule is more viewer levels next Friday. I think that'll be the next stream after the Tuesday stream. I think I'll spend a lot of next week trying to catching up on clips, making clips making more shorts and shit, and getting that all worked out, and kind of relaxing a bit after a lot of other streams, you know, after that big Banjo-Tooie stream, which again, will be a long one. Week after that, I'm going to start my next playthrough, which will be StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, the last of the StarCraft campaigns. That'll be a whole thing, and after that will be Odyssey 100%, which I'm really looking forward to. That'll be after I move, Odyssey. So for the next month, StarCraft will be the thing. After that, I will move, and then I will be somewhere else with a green screen, hopefully, and be playing Mario Odyssey on Tuesdays. That explains everything I have to explain, so let me send y'all over to Shaker Jeans, who is playing Balatro. I'm gonna pull that up on my end so I can see the stream go through. I'm gonna go and watch Dan Reichert's stream where he's doing Smashy Bets and a bunch of dumbass movies later on, but man, Balatro is fucking good, and y'all should check it out and play it. And let me find it on my phone. There we go, Shaker Jeans. All right. I will see y'all on Sunday for that big long stream. I'm gonna have just 10 cards to do during that, plus the anime hour, which will be a whole hour where I try to talk about all the anime that I liked. But mostly it'll be me playing Banjo-Tooie and trying to think what's the most efficient way to go about this. I'm just gonna go by my gut instinct and my years and years of experience playing the game. I don't know the best routes or most efficient shit. I just know where everything is, and I can probably figure out what I can do at any given time or not. I have a lot of experience with that game after all. It'd be more like 20 hours if I didn't have that experience. I will see y'all on Sunday. Banjo-Tooie, all of it, one stream. Can I do? Probably. I'm thinking yes, but we'll find out then. Goodbye, folks.